that's so exciting, and it's so amazingly attractive.
Yeah, you're not laughing now, are you?
Sorry, what's that? Amyl nitrate. I promised myself I wouldn't talk about narcotics, first thing I've said, but that was what that felt like, you know, when the earth is slipping away. Remember when you were a kid? Oh, come on, you're smiling already. One in the chat if you're already smiling. If you're already smiling, job's done. Job's a good and nice one, mate. Sweet, I owe you. But that's what we do here. I remember when everyone went mad when I put a video up, this is not a nationalist channel. I believe in the nation state. I'm anti-globalist, but YouTube don't like it. I've done it to keep the channel alive because it's important to a lot of people, myself included. How do I know that? Because over the last 9 years or whatever it is, it might be 8, it might be 10, people have emailed me and told me people have poured their hearts out. COVID, remember that? Some of the emails I got, people, and we have of art. I heard of art. Did anyone else hear of art? Please let me know. Now, listen, before we get on to VARTs, this is the sort of place the donations, such as young Bradley's there, go to. Since I started this channel, I've had one microphone. Now, the OGs among you, the OG scrubs, and there's plenty of you, usually in early. Look at old Essex boy enjoying the later start, it's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning here for me, so this is going to be a late one. And when you find out what I've been up to, we will get into the subject though. But I've got a few other things, got a couple of funny clips I want to show you, and a real treat for you as well. But look where those donations go. A new bloody microphone. I haven't even got it out of the box yet. You'll find out why, because you'd think if I was streaming. But look at that. Hopefully it won't give me electric shocks. Hopefully it won't grow mold. I've shown you the green mold before. But we got a new microphone. So over the moon. Might be able to get the VART sound in. Osmeister, hello mate. I was thinking about you, and you'll find out why in a minute. Carl, long time no see, me old mucker, lovely. Hello Rollo, Flo Eller's on the firm, the boy Craig, keys to the kingdom, a man Otto, and drop. We need to talk anytime. Oi, listen, I've had so many emails from scrubs, and it's all good news, but you've put me in a bit of a position. Well, I've put myself in a bit of a position. They all don't want me to say who, and that's understandable. Another a VART. When I tell you where else VARTs go in a minute, you'll learn where donations go, what supporting this channel actually means. Just because I've heard when I'm lurking on other channels, embittered people slag me off. Now, if any of those embittered people want to slag me off, let's have a chat about it. Come on, I'm happy to talk about it. You want to make accusations that I'm a paedophile. As long as you've got a decent lawyer, because that ain't slander, my friend. We can come on and talk about it. Bring your evidence, though. Otherwise, you're going to look even stupider than you already do. But check this out. One email I got among many over the last few days, and you'll find out why I've been a bit caught up in the last few days. Someone sent me an email and said, right, so I maxed out my ISA for the last 3 years. So that's 60 foul. Right. And that was when I started talking about index investing, having a little 10 or 20% gamble. And he index invested. And when he made a bit of money, he left 50% in the indexes, the S&P, which is at an all-time high. It's just gone crazy. Trump, you evil bastard. Well, Wall Street love him. Wall Street absolutely love him. You can't have a response like the S&P 500 has responded, like it has, without them having faith in him having an economic turnaround in the country. You just can't. No way do people, put billions and billions of dollars into the stock market if they think things are going to go badly. It just doesn't make sense. You don't need a supercomputer to work that out. Anyway, this geezer, so I know he's put in 60 foul. He didn't say that, but he said, I've maxed out my ISA 3 years on the trot. He said, I'm sitting on 280,000. He said, what do I do now? Now, that puts me in I don't know. First thing, you should have always had a plan since the beginning. That will go down. It will go down. Stocks go up and down. Some days you'll wake up and you'll have lost. Or if you've got amounts like that, once you hit 100 grand, that's when you start getting wealthy. I ain't there. But when you get to 100 grand in stocks, you've only got to have a 10% rise in a week and you've earned £10,000 tax-free. 10% rise. I think MicroStrategy's up something like 250% over the last 3 months or something stupid. Tesla's up. Palantir's up. Nvidia's up. It's just... Now... a couple of other people have said, should I take profits? Well, are you a long-term investor, or have you made enough money? You don't want to take the risk, and it is a risk. There could be a stock market crash in 2 years. However, if you're looking at 10 years, it'll go back up after the crash because it always does. This isn't I can't even say the word. This isn't financial advice. There's a massive spider. Thanks, mate. Go on, go, or you're just going to scare the world. My world. But I tell you what, when I tell you what I've just spent a wad of money on, you're going to be glad that you've supported this channel. It's a touching story, I tell you. Anyway, if you're done, if you've got your nearly 300k from a 60 foul investment, maybe take it. There you go. You're up 240,000 tax free. Sweet. If you're a long-term investor, though, you sit tight. You deal with watching that go down. It might go down 30%, it might go down 40%. It might go down 40% in a day. Something could happen. Who knows? It might keep going up. No one can see the future. No one. Oh, here's Tom Lee. He makes great predictions. Well, he makes a point of showing you all the ones he hit, but he doesn't tell you the ones he missed. I'm a long-term investor. I'm not a trader. I don't take profits. I haven't got a lot of them. That's why I don't take them. But in 10 years, a stock like Palantir that's gone up to 55 now, I think it peaked at 60 and has come down a bit. That might go back down to $30. But because I've looked at the fundamentals of what the company does, because I trust the management team, and because I see a place in the future for that company, and man, do I see a place in the future for that company. I think Palantir is going to become the biggest company in the world. I think it's going to be worth about 50 trillion in about 10 years. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but you're looking at it's so hard to explain what Palantir does. They don't have a product. They have solutions for your business. They come in, they get all your data, they process it, and they make your business more efficient. Now, to give you an example, like I said the other day, the NHS have signed up with Palantir. They're going to be exposed. When Palantir says, well, you've got 50,000 administrative staff that you don't need. And it shows you why you don't need them. That's what Palantir does. It shows you how you can do that work more efficiently, or it doesn't need doing. And we all know the NHS is just a lot of middle management doing what governments always do: put public money, yours and mine, into private pockets, theirs. It's a real risk for the NHS. I mean, don't get me wrong, Palantir is going to improve it. You're going to be able to get your bed quicker, this quicker, that quicker, that quicker. It's going to be cheaper, this, blah, blah, blah. But it's also going to say, yeah, you've been fucking blagging this for long enough now. I'd like to see the results of that Palantir report, but that ain't going to be told to no one, because it'll be like, who's had their hands in the honey jar for the last God knows how long? So because of all of that, even though Palantir is at an all-time high, even though the chances are it will probably go down 30-40%, maybe not like in a day, and I'll then be in the red on my investment. But in 10 years, when I think it will be one of the biggest companies in the world, that's my girlfriend, and I unfortunately have to have a look, and you'll find out why in a minute. Hello, darling. I'm making YouTube now, but that's lovely photo. I hope you're all right. I'll send you photo after YouTube. If you're awake, can call me, but I'd rather you sleep. I'd rather you get rest, okay? Love you. I love you very much. Oi, you. I'm making a YouTube video. I haven't told them about you yet. That's coming in a minute. But you could say thank you if you want.
Thank you.
No, not me.
Thank you for everyone.
Thank you, darling. I'll tell them in a minute. All right, I think you'd be asleep when I finish because I've just started. Get some rest, please. You looking good. I love you very much. Bye, darling. Amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
It's all right, love. Bye. Oh, I didn't want to let her go. Right, to ease off that sickening display of another man's love, I'll do this. Speaking of other men's love, hello, son.
Hello, mate.
You all right?
Yeah. Oh, come on, spit it out.
Well, hang on. I've just got, because I had I haven't checked my emails for a few days. 42, bless you too, and Anglo-Saxon, bless you too.
Oh, Christ.
I've got, like, what have you done? Am I string cutting?
No, I've got to be somewhere. Just
okay.
I've got to talk to 42. No, I ain't got to do it now.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got my work emails and I've got about 800 emails to get through because you're going to find out in a minute. Anyway, people who've written to me, and there's about a dozen of you about investing. I will get back to you. Do some research, and don't just go to YouTube videos. Tom Nash is worth a look. Stealth Wealth Investing is worth a look. But while it's tempting to take profits, and it might be right for you to do that. You might need it now, but take $2,500 now from Palantir. In 10 years, you might have just lost yourself 50 grand. See, one of the things with long-term investing is to have a plan and stick to it. Now, situations change. Look, go and do some research and read things. Don't just go to YouTube, because a lot of them are just selling courses. They do give you good information, but they're trying to sell their course. So they kind of give you the information, but not quite enough. And then at the end, if you want to know more about this, of course, you can join my Discord. You can go to our free webinar. The webinar's free, but the software you need to make it work, no, that's 40 quid a month. Oh, that sounds like a good investment. Well, if you're making so much on the stock market, why are you making 3 YouTube videos a day selling your course? That, it doesn't make sense, does it? I know how long it takes to make a video, even a live one. If you got to prepare with, info and research, that just tells me all I need to know. So find some articles about holding, selling, long-term investing, taking profits. There's no wrong or right. There's what's wrong or right for you. That's the truth of it. But if you've got money to live on, enjoy this moment where everyone who's got investments is like, whoa. But I've always said it's about temperament, because you're going to see that go down, but you also see it go back up. And that's my plan. You know, that money that I've invested is so that when I've got children, when I'm on my deathbed and my missus isn't, because she's a lot younger than me, I can die knowing that they've got some money, because that's terrifying to think that I'm on my way out and she's not educated, you know, she can't write. You know, I don't know. I want to know they're safe, so I'm not taking profits, because it would only be about £1,000 here and there, and that could mean the world in 10 years. Right, so that's that out of the way. Do some research. Do some research off of people who know more about it than me. You've got 3 options: hold, sell, take profits. Find out what's right for you now, but don't let the greed. I could have all that, but also I'm just going around in circles. Anyway, it's better to be getting confused about having profits than it is to be getting confused about having losses. I think we can all agree with that. We've got 3 people now who've managed to raise enough money to buy houses, all people who put their deposits on indexes and Nvidia, 2 of them, Nvidia and the S&P, bought houses instead of raising a mortgage, the deposit. They've bought the houses. I mean, wow. Okay, so there's that. So this is I usually stream on a Monday, don't I? I usually do a Monday stream. You know, it's a bit of a palate cleanser for Rags' stream on a Sunday night. So my missus has been having stomach aches for quite some time. This gets quite serious here, but this won't take long. We will get into, is migration inevitable? We will. I'm not going to just do, you know, like mine and Dan's stream about Trump the other day. All I can remember about it is sitting here going, wow, crack really works, and thinking, hang on, I don't know if that's why people came to this stream. So I will get onto the subject and we'll discuss it, maybe get a couple of people on if you've got strong feelings and thoughts about it. Anyway, no, not quite that. There's a few things in my private life that I've got to get sorted. You'll know all about that soon. I had to tell Woes I can't do the millennial, and I'm gutted. He's going to do a big group of people, and I might be able to make that one, but I haven't been dropped out. But I'm more. It's not the reputation; it's more being gutted that not doing it. I love it. I like the millennial. It's a good thing to be part of. I don't know how he does it. Right. So she's been having stomach problems. Now, weirdly, a lot of Southeast Asian people do. They give it the large about eating spicy food. Like, you just have a taste of it and you're like, fucking hell. And you're like, how can you eat that? They go, no problem. But there's a weird secret lie that Southeast Asian people have bad stomachs because they eat loads of spicy food. They pretend they get away with it, but trust me. So she also gets cramps when, hello mate, you might not want to be around for this bit, but there you go. She does get cramping with her cycle, yeah. But she was so bad the other day, like in agony, like folded up, got some painkillers and that. And I'm always dubious about painkillers like ibuprofen, because if you've got the wrong kind of stomach problems, what are they? NSAIDs, I think. They fucking tear your stomach to pieces. They are. Don't take ibuprofen unless you really have to. It tears your stomach apart. It's just an opinion. I'm not a medical expert, but I'm sure people in the chat will have done some research on that and will agree with the problems with ibuprofen. Oh, that might be a brand name. This is just my opinion, people. There are other ibuprofen. What is it? Brufen? Oh, the fuck knows. Anyway, so I said, right, come on. This is not your period. Ain't coming for another couple of weeks. This is something else. Let's go see a doctor. And she's like, no. I said, why not? And she's like, it's too much money because there's no National Health Service here. I said, I don't care. We'll find it. I mean, what's it going to be for a checkup? And she's like, no, I'll be fine. And she pretends to be all right. Sunday, I go round there to surprise her. She takes quite a while answering the door. When she answers the door, I see a girl who's been crying. You can always tell, can't you? And I'm like, what's wrong? All men will know this, but we think the world revolves around us. So when you see your girlfriend crying, first question, is it me? Is it about me? Do you think is it Packer? You know it, right? If your missus is in a mood, I love you though, and they're like, what? What's it got? It's nothing to do with you. So I said, I love you. Is it? She's like, no. She said, and she went cho, and cho is kamaya for hurt or pain, and she was going cho. So I've got on the internet and I'm looking at what it could be, and you know what Dr. Self is like. Never do it, people. I'm going to give you the advice. You're not going to take it. I won't take it. I'll be looking at Dr. Self. Within 5 minutes, she's got cancer. Within 5 minutes, she's got Crohn's disease. I'm just thinking, well, this is it. Life's changed now. And how selfish is that? I'm thinking, oh, God. Well, I'll be looking after her. I'll be a carer, and I'm not getting any younger. Like, just madness. And I had to step back and just think, whoa, come on. She's got a fucking stomachache. It could be. I'm literally on Chat GPT. What could a stomachache be? And there's like 150 potential things. So I just zoom in on the really bad ones and go, it's that. And then I'm trying to match up other symptoms. I'm looking at her paleness of skin and stomachache, and it's like there aren't really any blah blah blah. But it could show. Anyway. Let's go to the doctors. No, not interested. It's too much money. Monday evening, I'm working. It's about 9:30. I get a phone call from her sister. We've got to go to hospital. She's got to go to hospital. So I try and arrange for her to go there for a tuk-tuk driver we know. And I said, I'll zoom up on my motorbike. I've only got my clamor on. I've got to get dressed. I've got to tell everyone at work that I'm fucking off for a few hours. I can't just be there. And she said, no, she wants you to come. So we're coming to your house. We'll wait for you. I'm like, all right, I'll be 10 minutes. So I'm rushing around like a lunatic, and wasn't 10 minutes, was about half hour. Get into the tuk-tuk. She's just in absolute agony. Get to this hospital, 24-hour private hospital. They touch her belly a couple of times, and the way she responds, they quickly rush her into a room. She's in about 5 minutes. I hear some sort of screams and all that sort of thing. The nurse comes out and she says she's got advanced appendicitis. She needs to have that cut out immediately. And I was like, go on. She said, well, what happens is the appendicitis gets infected. She said it's only about 1 inch long. She said by my, the scope and by touch, I'm guessing your girlfriend, or she called it my wife, because my girlfriend calls me her husband and wife. She said, I think it's probably about 4 or 5 inches long. She said, the problem is it gets full of bacteria. And then when that explodes, you're looking at things like sepsis, which is blood poisoning. When your blood is poisoned, everything's poisoned. You cannot have bacteria, bad bacteria, rotten, infected bacteria flowing around inside you. And I'm like, so what? And I'm just like a bloke. I'm like, whoa. And she said she's got to have surgery immediately. I said, okay. And then my girlfriend, I said, do we go somewhere else? Do we ask somewhere else? She said, I guarantee it's what it is. I know, I've done this thousands of times. And then she tells me the price, and it's more money than I got in my bank, right? And my girlfriend just says no. And I'm like, darling, you can't say no because you might die. And she says, we'll get him to bring the money down. And this is another weird, this is Cambodia. Can you imagine going to Bupa and haggling over the price of life-saving surgery? They're there. They're arguing. Not arguing, but when Khmers are speaking fast to each other, they're actually very polite people. But it sounds like they're arguing. and they managed to get about $400 off it. Now that left $900, right? And I haven't got that. But then I thought, I've got some money in my YouTube account that comes from you people, and I don't let that money come out. You know, I put it, I make it so that if it hits $10,000, it pays me. That's just my way of saying just leave it in there. And occasionally in emergencies, I can withdraw it, and it takes a few days to get into my bank, and then it has to get to Cambodia. But I quickly had a look. And on this and my other channel, there was about 750 from the last few months. Bless you all. Bless you all. Because without that, you know, I had a couple of £100 in another account here and that, and I added it all up. And I said to them, all right, I said, listen, I can give you a deposit. I can pay about 300 now. And they accepted it. Imagine that. Imagine taking a deposit. I mean, you've done the work. I could just never pay them. But that was it. They said, okay, I signed a form. They've taken her in. There's a lot of screams. They had to put 3 injections in her back because they can't put them in the front because there's things in the way of the appendix or something. And she said to me afterwards, they were like, you know, you can imagine those lumbar puncture kind of needles. I know it wasn't a lumbar puncture, but that was the screams. But after that, not a general anaesthetic, by the way. I mean, I don't know whether that's standard for for removal of appendix, but no, just local. And so she was wide awake while they cut her open, fucking cut like that, put their hands in, chop this thing out. While we're waiting outside, the fucking nurse brought it out and showed it to me. It's fucking about that long with a big bubble on the end. And I was like, she said, it's all gone absolutely perfectly. A team of 10 people worked on it. 10 people. They must have been on call because as soon as I paid that deposit, she got on the phone and they all came in the same van. So it must have gone to all their houses and turned up. They've gone in there. I said, what did 10 people do? She said, well, it took 4 of them to hold me down while they were sticking those needles in my back. But after that, she said they were all just doing different things. She's got to stay in the hospital for 5 nights. So when you break it down, it ain't actually a bad price. It's dollars, so you can, you know, do the conversion. No, she's got to stay there 4 nights and 5 days. So it actually works out quite reasonable. And to be able to just get it done there and then. And as you saw, she just called me. Now, there's another beautiful thing that has just been lost in England. And I'm not sure if it ever happened, but as soon as they said she's got to be ill, the family gets in gear. Her family machine mobilizes. Within about 45 minutes to an hour and a half, 2 of her sisters were she had 3, but 1 died last year, didn't she? But 2 of her sisters, a brother-in-law of the dead wife, and one of her sisters has got a new baby who's about 6 months old. They all turned up, but they turned up with like roll-up mattresses, pillows, food, crate of water. They're staying. They're not. I mean, they've moved into the room. She's got her own room, but they're not leaving her. Cambodian people don't do that. If your family is sick, they stay with you. They're there 24 hours. They'll be there until like Friday when she comes out. Now, I've spent a lot of time up there, but, you know, I just fall asleep because when she sleeps, I can speak a little bit of Khmer to the family, but they're talking Khmer things. And so she had a local anesthetic. Hello, Alan. She had a local anesthetic, but they all moved in. And all the other rooms were the same. The whole family. They don't. Isn't that amazing? You know, that sort of atomization of Europe. When your loved one is in hospital, you have to fuck off. No, fuck off. Go home. Well, she's in our hands now. But they understand what it means to someone to have their family there. It's encouraged. She's not just sitting in a room with, she was on all the old monitors, beep, beep, and all that lark. Doesn't want to sit there after having her stomach cut open on her own. And, when they started coming with all their food and all that, I thought all the nurses are going to be like, no, you can't plot out. It looks like a campsite in her room. It's only a tiny little room. But no. Babies who are stroked when they're sick, they get better quicker. The receipts are in on that. But no, not in England. He's in a box over there. You can look through the window. That'll help. So, yeah, it's all been a lot of emotions, a lot of money and a lot of stress and a lot of relief. Thank the Lord. She does get bad period cramps, and the nurse said that it might be connected because when your womb swells at a certain part of the cycle, it might have been putting pressure on the extended appendix. Anyway, so that's why I'm a little bit. Vartations are occurring like crazy. Amazing. Thank you very much. It was. I'm a bit mad. I'm a bit out of energy. It's already 2:30, and and I've been talking for half hour. So that's that. That's why I didn't get a stream yesterday. And really bless you all for the donations, because that's where they really go. Right, I'm going to get through these. Brad James. I won the super chat race. You did. You came in first. Good call, Brad. Ozmeister. There you go. A nice smelly VAR for you. Well, with the new microphone, hopefully you'll all be able to hear it. So I can't work out why they went away. Cheers, Ozmeister. Bradley's dropped a lady in. I could have sworn I've just seen Joan Baez have a production role credit in a true crime documentary. Poor old Joan Baez. She had an affair with Leonard Cohen, didn't she? There was a thing, I can't remember what uni she was at, but there was a well-known saying that she was the prettiest bloke on campus. Ow. That's fucking rough, man. Imagine being a woman. A beautiful voice, though. If that counts. I bet if you asked any woman whether you'd have a beautiful voice or look beautiful, I know where that's going. Give us some more info, maybe, Brad. I'm sure the scrubs will have a look about. Ozmeister drops another 2. Asians don't get Crohn's. Ozmeister, weirdly, I looked into that, and it did say that Europeans were more prone to it. Africans were more prone to it than Europeans, but Asians, it's very, very few. But then I just moved on to the next life-threatening disease, But I nearly tried to get hold of you. I was look for your email. I was going to be like, oh, mate, whoa. Anyway, nice one. Bradley drops another Lady Godiva. My nan's appendix burst. There you go. She had sepsis, had her appendix grow back and needed it removing again. She'll be 90 next week. Look at Brad James's genetic lucky dip on that.
Isn't it?
It grew back. Well, apparently that's what they do. It just sort of grows. I mean, cover your eyes if you don't want to see a medically themed image. But the nurse didn't come out and say, oh, the first one's rather sweet. There's my missus. Thank you, Bradley, for that. And what a story. Bless your nan. There she is in the hospital, sitting upright at her little table. Can you see that, Packer? Is that visible?
Yeah.
There she is. But this is what the nurse... Right, cover your eyes if you don't want to see it. There you go. There's an appendix. Somewhat elongated. I know Packer's laughing at some nasty comments in the chat, but that's
no. I'm just laughing because that's a nothing. I work in a nurse,
Oh yeah, there you go. For me though, the nurse just put it under my nose, and I was like, yeah. Anyway, that's an incredible story, Brad. Amazing. Little Red drops 2 in. Bodians sound cool. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe just your family move in. Why wouldn't they? Incredible. Nice one, Little Red. Nice to see you as well. Basil 40 drops a Lady Godiva. Ultimoon is up. I don't even know the stock. 30% today, going to skyrocket next year. Trust. Check it out, Chris and Scrubs. Hope your bird is better. Well, I'm going to put a little, I'm going to write that down. Ticker symbol dollar. I've never heard of it. I'll have a look. Nice one, Basil. I mean, you know, I spend my days telling people telling me stocks are going to go to the moon, and you know, I put at least 10 hours research into a stock if I'm going to buy it, and that's not a lot really, but you know, this is the small amount of money I have to juggle with if I'm going to invest it, which is gambling. But anyway, all the Scrubs free traders that done what I suggested might be a good idea from an informative, not professional point of view. You, from the emails I got, you absolutely living it large. For all of those of you that invested and didn't have the right temperament for it, and I understand that. Sorry. Sorry. But yeah, it went great. Right, I'll just check entropy. And don't forget, you've got your entropy at the top of the YouTube chat. You've got the super chat down the bottom of the YouTube chat. And if you put your phone camera over the QR code that Packer is kindly indicating there, that they actually take the least chunk out of the donation. And I'll do you a video reply. And it's not a standard video reply. I'll be talking to you. I do it. I'm going to get that tab up on the screen so I can thank anyone who might choose to use that. I think Chrissy or Lulu done one. Oh no, yeah, there it is. Yeah, Chrissy done one the other day and got a video reply. There you go. I've been told that's what you need to do on YouTube. QR codes are all the rage. Right, before we get into the hello John, good to see you. Hello Pizzle. Who else haven't I said hello to just quickly? Hello, Al. We've got something involving you coming up shortly. Ludwig, that email you sent me, never got it. Not a problem. You know, I feel like I put a bit of pressure on you. Your reviews of my Substacks were so good. Every time I wrote a story, I'm like, I can't wait to see Ludwig's reply. You don't need that on you, do you? That's like, oh, fucking hell, he's written another one. Although the story of the bum is going live tonight. It's finished, but I just haven't got the bottle to press. It's very much like Desade's book, Justine. It's as childish as it is serious. It's a very strange story, and I'd love to hear what you think about it. It's called I Am Bum. That's going to go live on my Substack tonight. If you're not already subscribed to my Substack, it's totally free. It's the top link in the description under all the AI bullshit that I put in just to maybe get some new eyes over here on the firm. Anyone else who's new here wondering why Packer ain't saying anything, that's what he does. He's like the co-host with the least. It's great stuff.
Yeah. The easiest job in the world.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I tell you what, and I've made this promise and I'm going to make it again. When I finally do visit England, me and the missus are going to take you and yours to Scott's in Mayfair. And then I'm going to take you to a members club. And I'll tell you, when you get a minute, if the missus is listening, have a look at Scott's. Scott's, it's called, in Mayfair. We'll either go there or Jay Sheeky's. Jay Sheeky's probably better than you. We can get crab and lobster. And they know me in there as well, so we'll get looked after. And then we'll go to a nice members club, and the whole night will be on me for all the streams you've helped me with. Yeah, of course, it'll be great. I'll even get you an hotel, whatever. You've done so much for this channel. Really, say
it, Chris. I don't do anything.
Scrubs. Does Packer being a co-host do nothing, or has it made the streams better? We all know. That's why. Nah, you're owed by me, mate. And when I can make it happen, I certainly will do. Henry's on the firm. Nice to see ya. Right. Hello, Linda, darling. Pizzle. If I've missed you, I will make a point of getting on to you. Hello, Scott. Bezos always rubbed me the wrong way. Oh, I thought you said Bezos. I'm all over the stocks. I sold my Amazon years ago, and I really shouldn't have done. That Amazon's a long-term hold. Even if you buy it now, damn. But buyers rub me up the wrong way. Maybe there's a hidden joke there, Scott. But anyway, Hello, Dawn. Dawn, did I tell you? You were muted. Your Twitter account was muted. I got some answers to a comment I wrote, and it said one reply you can't see because that person is muted. I thought, I haven't muted anyone. Clicked it. You. Nice. A little glitch in the matrix, I feel, but we're all good now. Nice to see you, Phil Marshall. Hoyt to that. Mouse Cat's on the firm. Lovely. Mouse Cat, is your missus nearby? I got my parcel from the UK, people. I had a few things that I needed for work and a few things I needed for other bits and bobs. Misses me in it, a big load of Angel Delights, loads of sweets for the kids in the province, all sorts of stuff. Absolutely amazing. She even sent me a Vart. She even sent me a little red velvet box, which, if you remember, was a quite a funny little conversation. So that's amazing. I mean, the effort that woman has put in to be nice to me over the years is incredible.
Is it the actual box?
Yeah, I'll show you it.
Are you right with this Mouse Cat?
I'm losing Cramer, so we don't want that to happen. There you go. Mrs. Me in its actual little velvet leather box. Now, it was full of sweets, but my missus wants that. She wants to keep that. So, well, I'm moving in there anyway. So that's Mrs. Me. It's handmade. She made that. It's not a bought box. Now, I put all the sweets that Mrs. Me in it sent me in a bag, because Pax Max is out here. Now, unless he's in here, and I don't think he is in here, he come out here. He's gone to Gorong, one of the paradise-like islands off the southwest coast of Cambodia. Now, I can't say much more than that, but I'm sure you can guess. Yeah, I've got to clear it of him first. But me and him went out for a drink, and I don't want him. Let's just say I indulged in a jazz cigarette, and I offered it. You know, it's just polite to offer it to people who've never done that before. And it was and that's all I'm saying. You're going to have to fill in the rest of that story, but it was excellent. When he comes back, if I can ply him from his new indulgence, I'm going to try and get another night out of him, because it was fucking hilarious. Before I started smoking it, I said to him, listen, this is what happens now. I just laugh at anything, usually things I say, and then I ask you really basic questions and think that it's solving the world. It was excellent. It was excellent. And the geezer kept the bar open for us. As we went in there, I said, oh, man. I said, I've got a mate here who's come over from Germany. Are you closing? He went, yeah. He said, go on, you can have a drink. And so we had a couple of Negronis. He didn't have the old-fashioned. He didn't have the... Anyway, he said, go on, you can have a drink, right? But because of the old jazz cigarette, I think we were there for a couple of hours, one drink. But this is a Cambodian Negroni. It was like up to the rim, you know. It must have been about 5 or 6 shots of scotch. I was shit-faced. I don't drink. And suddenly the lights go a bit low. About half hour later, the music gets turned off. About half hour later, the gates are closed with just enough room for me and Pax Max to leave. And I said, I think he's trying to give us a hint here. You know, like, it cost about $4. He must have made a profit of about £2.50 staying up for 2 hours extra on a Friday night or Thursday night, whenever it was. But me and Pax Max had a good time, and he's really enjoying Cambodia. That's all I'm going to say. But I put his sweets, I put Mrs. Me in its sweets in the same carrier bag that Pax Max brought from Germany for me to give to province kids. Yeah. Look how many. You probably don't get. There's got to be over 150 quid's worth of sweets in there, and it ain't much either. I've got to be careful. I don't want to bring out any that I've opened. Look, fucking Haribo. Are you having me on, Morans? All sorts of things. Gummy Bren, some German things. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's see what this one's like. It's important to test them. But they won't all go to the kids at my girlfriend's province because it will rot their teeth. I'll go up into town and just give these out to the street kids who will never have had sweets. No, not a chance will they spend the very little money they don't have on sweets. As I'm eating one. Right. So thank you, Mrs. Meanit, and thank you, Pax Max. Thank you, all of you. Right, hang on. Ozmeister, that must have been a scary moment for you. Bet your heart was pounding. Here's another fart in your face. It's sitting on my face and farting, you dirty bastard. Terrifying. You see the person you love in pain is terrifying. And that feeling of powerlessness. I can't do anything. What can I do?
But when my missus was having the boy, she's epileptic and she started fitting and they hadn't read her notes, so they didn't know what was going on.
What, while she was in labour?
Yeah, she doesn't fit like she doesn't spasm. She passes out.
I've heard about them.
Yeah. So she just started doing that and they couldn't figure out what was wrong. And I told them. And then with seconds later, they're wheeling her out the door for him to come out the sunroof. But if I hadn't have said that, I don't know what would have happened.
Wow.
I mean, it suddenly clicked in my head that they didn't know. You know what I mean? It's like,
that does sound a touch negligent. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's all right, though, isn't he, the little one?
Well, yeah. He's all right, actually. He's enjoying school and everything now at the minute. He's quite good.
I mean, at that age, mate, they're a different person every week, aren't they? Nice one, Ozmeister. Thank you, Basil. Yep, my bird is on the mend, not a problem. Little Red even bothered to spend on it. Packer is the man, the Packer man. There you go. Told you, Packer. I don't lie. And I'm sure there was many other comments in the chat which I didn't get to see. Right, okay. Yeah, there you go, mate. Trust me. It's
I trust you.
Yeah. Right, people. Hello, Ellie. You all right, darling? Hello, Emma. You all right, love? Ooh. Right. JP's on the firm. Now, before we go anywhere further, I haven't emailed Anglo. I'm going to email him now. Give me 1 second. Oh, man. Are you in the chat, Anglo?
No, he ain't.
I haven't seen him. And he doesn't get... Oh, that's bad. I mean, there's a lot... My head is a bit fucked. And give me a couple of seconds, people. I've got some wicked clips and we will get onto the subject, I promise you. Hang on a minute. It says here that Gloella bought me a future. Well, that's lovely. Nice one, Gloella. I know that is, obviously. You'll get a video reply after the stream. How kind. That's using that QR code right where Packer's finger is. Amazing. Nailed it now.
I've got this. I mean, I've been doing it a year or something.
Have you really been around these
I don't know. No, I don't suppose I have.
Yeah, I reckon it might be.
I have missed it more times than I've hit it with my finger in that time.
That's what she said. Right, hang on. Sorry, people, but I'm about to do something that involves this subscriber, so I don't want him to miss it. Right, there you go. Ping. Right, that's gone. Sent that one. So I can't, so when I tell Packer that I'm streaming, I send an email to his missus. I have got Packer's email, but I pretend I can't find it. Hello, I say hello, bleep. You all right, love? That's tricks. Yeah. You want to play footsie in Scots of Mayfair? I don't actually. I'll say tell the old boy if he's up for it. Here's the link. No worries. Ta-da. Be lucky. Right. Hello, Phil. I bet it's all fine and dandy for you. The world is changing in a way that's certainly going to support your manner. Nice one, 42. I take it you're replying to the email I sent you. Right. 42 sent me a mind-blowing email as well, reminding me why I do this and why sometimes it's a pain in the blooming arse. Mrs. Me in it, did you hear all that I just said to your other half? I hope you did. It's so much appreciated. Right, what am I going to do? Last year, Mr. Onagabugabalun Mananja, last year my mother died and my hometown has gone. That it's not there. I mean, some of the buildings are, but it looked like Hackney. And it didn't when I left 6 years ago. And that's a slight exaggeration, but by now it probably looks like Hackney. There was like 3 machete killings or something in the 4 weeks I was there. Nice. Like if that had happened in Dartford when I was a kid, no one would have stopped talking about it ever. But it just sort of flew by. Yeah, there's more. Yeah, the kids are always being found with machetes. That's got to be a small.
They're supposed to put them back in the mosque, aren't they? Well, they would tell the cops.
Well, I heard that today. Is there like some weird armistice? Did the old Bill say, "Can you leave your weapons at the mosque" when they went out to protest?
Yeah,
because I'll get on to that in a minute. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, exactly, Phil. Exactly. Without giving too much away, Phil is in the legal field, and with all this, I'm telling you, AI is already taking over. I tell you all the time, don't say it might take over. It has. It is. It's here. It's already affecting your life. The fact that you don't know it is how amazing it is. It's done. It's done. It's here, and it's only going to this next 10 to 15 years is an industrial revolution on a par with the internet, on a par with the first industrial revolution, the mechanization essentially, and automation at the end of the 19th century, middle of the 19th century. We could say, I'm not the greatest historian. You're all right, my boy. It happens to us all. As you'll find when you read my novel, the first line, yeah, it's not great. It wasn't a great relationship. But that's very kind of you, Tom. Hope you're well. Right. Hello, Packer. Good to see you, mate. That's all right, Tom. I'm the same. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that, Eleanor. We're going to be talking about what's happening in Amsterdam. Right. So a little bit of light relief before we get into it, and I'm also hoping Anglo turns up because I've got something I want him to see, and you will all love it as well. So a little bit of light relief. I don't know if you know Asmongold. He's a bit of a leftist. He's sort of like likable. He's a likable idiot, you know. But I couldn't find the original videos. Some of you will probably know the fella. He goes around America asking people very simple questions. And when they get the answers completely wrong, he says, that's right. He'll say, yeah. And it's things like name 3 countries that aren't.
No, one of my favourites is where is the Panama Canal?
There you go. So you know the fella. So I'm sure a lot of you do. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe. I've seen so many of these, but I stopped watching them. But I've been watching Asmongold because Asmon's good. He's got like 4 million subscribers or something. He's a good way of getting an idea of a certain element of American society. You know, when you watch his streams and he's always responding to comments, you know, you get an idea. Anyway, so I've been watching Asmongold reacting to what Donald Trump's been saying. And what Donald Trump's been saying is fucking excellent. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Even me, you're like, he's actually doing it.
Have you seen his new Baldassar?
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that, and I've got a clip. Yeah, and I'm like, this is what you need. This is what happened. Don't forget to click the like, people. It will help with the algorithm. I might get a new subscriber. Who knows? And if you are new here, first link in the description. I'm a writer. It's pretty vile stuff, but can be funny, can be unpleasant, but it's free. So go and check them out after the stream. News story. Scrubs who are subbed, please read and comment on I Am Bum. It's a very strange story with a very strange ending. Well, I Am Bum has got a very strange start, middle, and end. Right, anyway, let's have a look at some American people and what they know and don't know about the world. Hello, historical doppelganger. Good to see you. So this is a bit confusing because I'm sort of responding to Asmongold, responding to someone else, but it was just these ones seem particularly absurd. If there are any audio problems, people, like echoes or you can't hear it, let me know. Okay, that would be great. Brad's dropped another Lady Godiva. It's all kicking off between Bill and Pags and Mandy Dingle on Emmerdale. Asmongold a leftist. No, I don't think he's not. But you know, he looks after his channel by being non-committal. I think I should have said he's not. He's politically non-committal. I think. Would you agree with that, Brad? Anyway, I also forgot Peter Benton super sticker. Thank you, Pedro Machano Caprasha Tutu, and thank you again. What's that, Packer?
Peter, his name's Boo Bear.
What did I say?
Peter Benton is what come up on the screen, but everybody knows him as Boo Bear. Oh,
good Lord. Hello, Boo Bear. I feel left out. I feel left out of the house I built. That's amazing. Who's Bill and Pags? What's happened there? Oh, I don't want to know.
Billy and Michael Pagan.
Yeah, I think Pags got that wrong, to be honest with you. I felt like Bill was supportive and wanted to have a little bit of dialogue. And I love Pags, but he was fucking hammered. And I'm never going to judge someone for being hammered. That would be ridiculous. But I felt Bill got the rough end of the stick there. But anyway, I do like to take sides. But Pags also just kept saying, I don't give a fuck anyway. So that Pags is fine. Bill's fine. Everyone's happy. But Brad, I do see you stirring it up a bit on the old lifeboat, son. You're not innocent here. Right, here we go, people. Let's have a look. And honestly, if you've not seen this before, be prepared to be absolutely... I don't know what the word is. Roll VT.
I want you to keep in mind, everybody in this video can vote. You ready?
Know how many stars?
That's really important. These are all of voting age. These people can choose who governs them.
I want you to keep in mind, everybody in this video can vote. You ready?
Know how many stars there are on the U.S. flag?
52.
Yes. What state is U.S.?
By the way, his running joke is to answer in the positive when they're wrong. 52 stars. Right, I'm not so good at the American stuff, but it's 50, isn't it? It's the states. There's one for each state.
Yeah.
There's 50 stars in it. Right, I know that much. Okay, sorry, I'll take it back a bit.
Flag?
50.
Sorry, just to say it again, I don't want you to get confused. When he says yes, he knows it's no, okay? Oh, look at old Pedro. He thanks you for that. No worries, Boo Bear. I'm on the phone with it now. The boy Craig pissed himself. Good Lord. Nice one. I forgot what to call you after. I just said it once. Anyway, here we go.
52.
Yes. What state is U.S.?
That's not me. That's
not bad, right? I mean, it's kind of close.
Utah in.
State.
Michigan.
Yes. You know,
she was asked what state Utah is in. Now, I know that. It's the Mormons, isn't it? It's Salt Lake City. What did she
Right.
say? Michigan. Is Michigan a state? I don't even know that, so I can't say much. But I'm not American, so.
You know what state Utah is in?
Utah,
to be honest with you, I never heard of that place ever in my life.
She's never heard of Utah. She's American. I mean, really? No, you haven't. We're yet to get to the main bit, rogue traders, so you're all right. But I have been talking about trading, well, long-term investing, but I think you probably know more about it than me if that's your name. She's American. I've never heard of Utah. No, Utah is part of Salt Lake City. I think the state is Salt Lake City. I could be wrong.
No, the city is Salt Lake City. Utah is the state. There might be a Utah city.
Hang on. So is it a trick question?
Yeah.
Utah, to be honest with you, I never heard of that place ever in my life.
Let's get this sorted out once and for all. I'm sure there's some Americans.
Get them out.
No, I'm confused now. Let's learn something. Utah is a state. There you go. It's a landlocked state in the Western United States. So there you go. Salt Lake City. It's in Salt Lake. Hang on. What is Salt Lake City? Can an American in the chat please tell us, or someone who knows? Hang on. Phoenix Reborn. I take that back. No, Utah is the state. Okay. Cheers, Al. Utah is the state. Okay.
There it is.
He's a weird old cookie, Asmon Gold, isn't he? But it certainly worked.
Hey. That's
I
right.
live under a rock.
Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
Right. Can you name 3 countries was the question. Cheers, Osmeister. Cheers, Doc Shelley. We've got that sorted. Salt Lake City. Well, city would give it away, I suppose. And it's in Utah. Nice one, people. Hello, Lars. Well, that's why I know Salt Lake City, because of the Mormons. Speaking of Mormons, apparently the Amish swung it for Trump in a lot of states. Anyway. So the question was, name 3 bloody countries.
I suck at history. I was like, my worst subject. Can we do like science?
I suck at history. What? To a geography question, you say that? Amazing. I've taken it back.
I suck at history. I was like, my worst subject. Can we do like science?
No.
They're all the countries, or a lot of them, going up the side there.
Any three. You know.
Steve.
A country?
Yeah.
Oh
Come
my
on.
jeez, this is terrible.
Come on.
A country. What, besides the U.S.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Duh.
Sorry.
I mean, she's either never gone to school, or the education system has never showed her a globe, or she's, and Susan, I'm not taking the piss, but she's got some kind of retardation. You know, I know 4-year-olds who can name like 50 countries. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't.
Duh.
All right, it's fine.
I can't do history. I can't.
Do you know how many dimes?
That ain't me. That's Asmon.
There you go.
I haven't watched this, people.
Wow. I can't do history. Yeah, like you gotta put all of them together like a jigsaw puzzle.
You'd think that, no cap, but this geezer makes so many of these videos, you'd be surprised. Yep, it's a good call, Ludwig. You should be able to prove you've got an IQ of at least 105, I think, to be able to vote. I mean, it's kind of important, isn't it? Government and that. I don't believe in government, but since we're in that situation. Anglo, are you in here yet, son? I've got something for you.
I ain't seen him yet.
He can't always be here, can he?
There are in the dollar?
How many dimes make a dollar?
Make up $1.
How many dimes make up a dollar? Now, I think the word dime, I don't know, but dime You're gonna guess it. What you reckon a dime is 2 cents?
I think so.
Well, I think dime
Don't know.
comes. There's a Latin word meaning a tenth, which
Oh.
is decima,
Right.
and I think dime comes from decima. So I reckon the answer's 10. I think it's 10p really. It's 10c, 10 cents. That's my guess, and I'm only basing it on that decima.
A dime is the 10 cent
She spends this though. It's her currency.
or the 5 cent.
You tell me.
Oh,
I don't know.
Can you name 3 countries?
Jesus.
How do you not?
Well, hang on. In her defence, right? I'm just throwing this out there.
Hang on a minute.
Dime-
Hang on, Packer. Sorry. Glass just proving that dumber is funner. Sing. Go on, Packer.
It might be a case of a dime wouldn't be a word that you would use.
So you're suggesting it's a dialect issue?
Well, it might be a generational thing. Like the old man would call it 2 bob.
Any Americans in the chat, is dime used across America? Or is there a chance that what Packer's saying is true and it's not part of perhaps the African American vernacular? My guess is that dime is the same as saying a fiver in England, meaning like a lady diver, like a £5 note, I mean. Nice one, Ratner. New in these parts, Ratner. Brilliant name. I'm a fan of the Ratus.
Besides the USA.
3 countries.
Right, so 3 countries, I think. Sorry, let me take this one back because I think that 3. Oh, besides the USA, same as the last one.
Besides the USA.
3 countries.
Damn.
Any 3. You know this.
Yeah.
Canada? New Mexico?
New Mexico's amazing. How do you not know Australia, Britain, France? I mean, China's quite a well-known place. Russia. Not knowing 3 countries.
Right? That's good.
New Mexico.
Yeah.
Damn, I need one more.
I actually feel sorry for her. American education has let her down.
Yeah, I feel sorry for them all. It's terrible.
It's shocking, isn't it?
It is really, yeah.
I don't think it would be this bad in England, to be honest with you. I think you could go up to fucking some homeless bloke. And, you know, I've got nothing against homeless blokes. They used to look after me quite well. I say look after, you know. But it's shocking, isn't it? We'll play a few more.
Damn.
Yeah, so you got Canada, New Mexico, and what?
Damn.
That's a fair point. Floella says, no, she let down American education. And since I have no idea, all I've seen is videos of mainly so-called minorities smashing up classrooms. So it's hard to say. Ratcho Grant, the boy Grant, is calling it on the English. How many threepenny bits in half a crown? I'll give 1,000 scrub points to anyone who knows that, apart from Mr. Grant there.
I need to go back to school.
Or Mr. Grant.
Do you know how many states there
Yeah.
20.
are in total in the US?
I mean, they don't teach civics in Europe either, or America, do they? You know, civics used to be part of the curriculum. You learn about how government works. You learn about the how the government works, civics. You learn about how society runs. And it's just been removed. Well, kids don't need to learn that. They need to know what sex the teacher likes.
100.
How many countries?
100 states in America.
They just cherry pick the most dumb people. I don't think you understand how many charities there really are. So I would refer back to yesterday.
Oh, what a great response. Vart! That's a cracking response from Asmongold. He's cherry picking all the dumb people in the comments. And Asmongold, I don't think you realise how many cherries there are. Incredible. Brad James drops another lady. I only have aggro with Bill and Wolfie a bit and John a bit. T. Robinson. I have only seen Asmongold's gaming stuff. Yeah, I think he's probably more left than right, but he doesn't really let it, you know, he keeps away from it. But he's certainly not a nationalist. I think we can say that. Nice one, Brad. You keep that lifeboat rocking, son. We're going to need a lifeboat in the lifeboat soon. Lartus reckons there's 10 threepenny bits in half a crown. He's been on the old chat GPT. I don't trust that for 1 minute. Actually, Lartus probably does know that. He's old enough to have spent them. Sorry,
You never had that much money.
Fuck off, he's minted. Poncing around in his beret and his fucking Beaujolais Nouveau nights with the neighbours. Hello, Barrett. Nice to see you, son. Hello, Hightower. Hope you're well. This is a lovely stream. 134 of you in there. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's smiling. We'll get on to the bad bit in a minute. Bit more of this. I was really hoping Anglo would turn up. But hello, Custard. Nice to see thee.
When Burger King thought of doing a 3rd pounder instead of a 1/4 pounder like McDonald's. And the 3rd pounder didn't sell because people thought a 1/4 was bigger than a 3rd because 4 is bigger than 3.
Fucking brilliant, isn't it?
You really just don't understand.
Imagine being sitting around the boardroom and, you know, that would have probably been tested in a few franchises. And when they done their little focus groups, I'm not going to buy a 1/3 of a burger. Eh? What? No, the 1/4, it's 4, isn't it?
Stand. You don't get it. You cannot even begin to understand how deep this is.
Look how pissed Asmongold is with the state.
This is what happens when, as a country, you'll use any other fucking measurement other than decimal. This is what happens. This is where you end up. Because they refuse to go decimal, and it just, the kids' brains can't handle it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other, there's countries and things here, though, isn't there? Anyway, well, VT.
I'm sorry, guys, but I gotta do it.
Continents are there?
3.
Continents?
Yeah.
3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what 2 countries border the U.S.?
Ooh.
So border?
Ooh, pop quiz.
Yeah, like
pop
on the
quiz.
borders.
Come on.
The only border I know is Puerto Rico.
There you go. What 2 countries border the US is Mexico and Canada, and he said Puerto Rico, which is an island. Nice one, mate. Well done. Have you voted?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Who fought in the Civil War?
Who fought in the Civil War?
Who fought in the Civil War? Right, this is interesting. So I'm guessing the answer would be the North, which was the Union, I think. And then
Confederate.
But yeah, the South was the Confederates. So it'll be the North versus the South, or the Unionists versus the Confederates. That's your answer. Chris is on the firm again. Nice to have you, Chrissy. Nice to see you, Dennis. Oh, what a lovely... I'll tell you what, I've had a fucking hard few days. It's really lovely to see you all, and thanks for all the support in person and financial, obviously. Oh, John, don't hold back. Look, I can't read it out, but there you go. Have I given you a shout yet, Sheila? Nice to see you. There you go, Unions and Confederates. Let's see what she gets up
I'd
to.
take Americans at this point.
Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? I mean, that you'd imagine her at least know that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You talking about president wise?
Yeah.
No, the people. Who against who?
Who president? Wait.
I don't know.
Talk about president wise. What?
I like the way she said that, though. You're talking about president wise as if he said yes she'd then go, oh, well, obviously it was, do you know what I mean?
That one. I know it had to do like what with France and I don't know the other one.
France and who? You're close.
Yeah.
You're close.
France and the British are the same thing, right?
Yeah, that's it. France and the British are the same, but you're nearly there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
damn, I don't know.
He just told her she was right, and she said, I don't know. Look, I won't talk over it, but listen, when she says France and Britain, he goes, yep, and then she says, I don't know. This is how little she is engaged with her environment. He says, yeah, you're right. Dennis has noticed that she just named 2 countries. Yeah, the American Civil War, and it was France and Britain. And he says, yeah, and she still doesn't cop it.
I don't know the other one.
France and who? You're close.
Yeah.
France and the British are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
damn, I don't know.
Who did they fight against?
Us?
Yeah.
Yes.
We had,
Do you know what
to
continents we're on?
beat the fuck out
My bad, I got that wrong. We're back to David Lammy.
of him, man. Quite close. Yep.
On right now?
What continent are we on right now? So that's North America, right? That's what I would suggest.
What continent?
Do you know who fought in the Civil War?
He said no. That was his answer. What continent are we on?
It's the
No.
Americas, isn't it? It's all of it.
Oh, anyone in the chat? Can anyone in the chat confirm that? I would have thought South America. Is South America not a different continent? Oh, God. Otto said she'd only know celebrities. Well,
At least she would have got the 3 countries right. She managed to do that.
she knew 3 countries. Fair point. Who fought in the Civil War? Another one of those.
Who fought in the Civil War?
Tough one. Tough one.
The weird thing is, if you don't know, you either have just a shot in the dark or you say, I don't know. Does she actually think it's going to come to her? Oh, who fought in the Civil War? And just sort of sit there and hope that, like, God is going to tell her or something.
Real hard. Real hard.
Like from the president?
No, like who against who?
How strange. She went for the president angle as well.
It was the Nazis versus Germany.
It hasn't frozen, people. I'm just giving you all and me time to who fought in the Civil War? The Nazis versus Germany. I mean, okay.
No.
Little close up. Right, we'll do one. We'll listen to one more and we'll move on to the next thing. I don't think Anglo.
Yes. No. I'm gonna say yes, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. You actually just guessed that?
Nah. Yeah. I'm kind of smart.
You didn't know that?
You actually just guessed that, and she said, "Nah." What?
No, yeah.
Did they teach you?
No way you're gassing up. No way you're gassing her up.
Hello, the truth.
No
Nice to see
way.
you.
No way. Are you really doing
Come on,
this
one
shit?
more.
You actually just guessed that?
Nah. Yeah. I'm kind of smart.
You didn't know that?
I'm kind of smart, she said, because he's lying to her that she got it right. Oh my gosh.
Did they teach you that in school or what?
They taught me it, but I just guessed it now. But
Yeah, so
it's like I
it was
forgot,
right,
but
yeah, just right in the back of your head and like it came up.
yeah.
Yeah.
How many Kardashian sisters can you name?
Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian.
Exactly what Otto said. They would know celebrities. I could. Who could I tell you out of the Kardashians? Kim Kardashian.
Khloe Kardashian. Kourtney Kardashian. Is that all?
She knows them all.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all of them. Sure.
Smart.
Dude, you're a genius. How many seasons?
She
It's
gonna
very
vote,
easy. You just got
boys?
to guess K.
How y'all?
Go on, Packer.
You just got to guess K with the Kardashians, haven't you? Courtney, Kimball,
I didn't even know that. I thought that Philip. No, what's it? I thought Caitlyn Jenner was one. Isn't Caitlyn Jenner the father or the mother or something? Them both, mother and father.
Feel about that? She about to vote.
Last one, people.
How y'all feel about that? That's cool, huh? We gotta find a way.
Seasons are there?
How many seasons are there? Now, I don't know in America, to be honest with you, but I'd imagine Americans should.
How many seasons?
May, June, July, or
She's counting months.
August, September, October, December. 8?
8. So not only did she count the months to find out how many seasons there were, she only got to 8. There you go, people. It's funny, but it's an absolute disaster. It's an absolute disaster. Right, moving on to better things. We are making the next step to what this actual video is about. Please, can you click like? It would really be appreciated. And it would be really appreciated if you'd go and have a look at my Substack. It's totally free. There's 35 short stories over there. Various themes, mostly quite unpleasant. But it's going well. So I think you might give it a go. And I write for people who think they don't like reading. Well, I write for anyone who'd enjoy it, to be honest with you. But if you think you don't like reading, you might be surprised. That's my point. Right, now, I was sent this a few days back. And obviously, if you were here at the beginning, you know why I've been away for a couple of days. 42 made this. You know, he makes music. He works with Al and a couple of other scrubs, I think. And not only is he doing some other things, he's setting up... 42, am I allowed to say all this stuff? I don't know. Hello, Mrs. Me in it. Nice to see you, darling. Did you hear what I said? Hello, John. I thought she was going to say salt, pepper, jerk, and garlic. It's an amazing answer. Now, so 42 is getting very busy, and he's got a lot of projects on the go. Very good, Doc. It's coming, mate. Trust me. Some novels take a long time. If I didn't have a full-time bloody job, I'd have had it written in about the same time. Right, so this is Al Mac and 42, right? But this was dedicated to Anglo-Saxon, who's the resident Scrubs butcher. And he sent me an email, and I'll tell you what, he was fucking buzzing. Now, I've been a stand-up comedian, you know, I'm a writer. I've had things said, nice things said about me. I've had nice reviews. But you can imagine Anglo, good bloke, strong bloke, nice bloke, generous bloke. And out of the blue, 42 says, I've made a new song with Al, and it's called The Anglo-Saxon. And there's butchery. If you don't like butchering, there's no claret or anything, but if you don't like that sort of thing, probably don't watch the next few minutes. And he dedicated it to Anglo-Saxon, and Anglo-Saxon was honestly absolutely mate. All right, Doc, hold tight, mate. Come on, let's wind your neck in, son. We get the point. They're both fair points, though, but that novel is brilliant, and it's brilliant because I've worked hard on it. Thank you. So anyway, Anglo 42, you don't know how happy he is. I doubt he'd say to you what he said to me because they'd be a bit shy, but trust me, I bet he's shown this to everyone he knows. So people, it's just over 2 minutes long. This is 42 in Anglo. It's called The Anglo-Saxon, the director's cut. Check it out. I apologize about the audio quality, but StreamYard's audio isn't great. This isn't my fault. StreamYard just doesn't do audio very well. So it is actually better than this, but I'll pop the link in the chat once we've played it, okay? It's got a video and everything. check it. I'm going to mute myself.
Hello, you are listening to 42's letter to the Anglo-Saxons. When you spread this message, you are the resistance. The Anglo-Saxon. The Anglo-Saxon shook his head sharply, his hair dislodging droplets of sweat from the back of his neck, the produce of moving a carcass to the workbench. The sharpened blades and cleavers felt natural in his hand. The carcass divided to his will. The Anglo-Saxon's muscle memory was that of a warrior. His body was lost to the toil, but his mind wandered to memories that were not his own. An intruder startled the Anglo-Saxon. However, before him was not the meadows and glades of his ancestors, but a butcher's shop window. While politely serving the customer, the Anglo-Saxon mourned the loss of a kingdom he had never known, of the rituals and customs that were lost long before his grandparents were even born. Outside, the street was a bustle. He knew there were others like him, ones who carried the warrior's pride. Amongst them he would find the rightful place of an Anglo-Saxon. The Anglo-Saxon.
It was not preached to the crowd, it was not taught by the state. No man spoke it aloud when the Anglo-Saxons began to hate. It was not suddenly bred, it will not swiftly abate. Through the chill years ahead, when the time shall count from the date that the Anglo-Saxons began to hate. When time shall count from the date the Anglo-Saxons began to hate.
Whoa, massive scrubs, amazing. I've watched it about 10 times now. You can see why Anglo's absolutely over the moon. Yes, Florella, absolutely based. And I think we had a special featuring Emma G at the end there. I know that voice. I think that female at the end would have been Emma G. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Amazing. When the Anglo-Saxon began to hate. Wow. Good stuff. Fucking scrubs are go. Amazing. I don't know where I stand on this next bit, but 42's working on another project that's a lot bigger and a lot more significant than that. And absolute props to him for doing it. I'll tell you what, it'd be amazing to get 42 and Emma down to the meal at Scott's. To be offline and talk to 42, the stories that bloke has got, I just know it. I know it. I know what the British Ulstermen got up to. And I don't know the half of it, if you know what I mean. Nice one, ready. Hello, James. How are you, Mr. Hayworth? Yeah, 42 and an hour in the chat, people. That was Al Mac as well. Al Mac on the music. So that don't forget Al there as well. Right. Okay. Now, Packer, can you do the stream? I need a wee-wee.
Okay, mate. I'll sit here and say nothing like normal.
Just read
it's
out
a
some
brilliant.
Comments.
It's a. Hey.
Read out some comments.
See, now the first comment I read, I can't read. It's a really good tune. I love the bass and when the bass comes in. It's your best effort yet. Say something rude, Packer. Now's my chance. Yeah, I couldn't I? I'm going to get this channel banned. What's he doing in there?
negligible creatures, humans. What did Henry Miller say? Negligible creatures, humans. From a distance, I can't remember the quote. I'm not a quote rememberer. I'm sitting on the pisser listening to Packer say about 6 words, just not caring, just sitting there on the internet going, I'll just wait. It's not my fucking stream.
What makes me laugh is people say to me, "Oh, you should have your own show," and I think, yeah, that'd be great.
Hi, you lot! Stop trying to take him away. He's my co-host. It would be funny though. I mean, however, though, if you were to get guests on, you'd almost be the perfect foil because it would be so uncomfortable for them when the show started.
They'd have to talk at me, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you'd go, all right. They'd go, yeah, and you'd go, and that's it. And like, unless they started talking, it might be a really interesting project. I mean, rather you than me, though. You know, I haven't got the balls for it. I'd be sitting there, just my legs would be tense as fuck, thinking, why is no one saying anything? Right, where are we going now? Right, just a quick one. You know, my best mate Ray Vahi, who owns BitChute, which is something like now the 700th most used website in America. Let me tell you something. Ray and his mate came up with BitChute in a boozer one night, pretty much. You know, they didn't have an history of making video platforms, and BitChute has stood the test of time, and it is continually attacked. They've just moved it to America because America is likely to be the land of the free again. They had to remove it from England. It was based, even though Ray is in Thailand, they've had to go to America. But what he started doing is walk-alongs so that people, I mean, so many people, even the viewers are like, you're another Zionist shill, you fucking bastard. It's like, what? Just leave him alone. You don't have to watch it. And you'll always see people or comments, Ray Vahi, BitChute, they banned this bloke, they banned this bloke. Ray has only banned people that it is illegal to host. Now, if you think, oh, that's not very brave, is it? Well, you just get shut down. If you don't, you know, you might not like it, but that's the law of the land. And unless you can get a few 100,000 people to go to the BitChute studios and, you know, help him out, you just have to do that. You know, it's a question of maintaining BitChute. Anyway, he started doing these walkabouts and he sent it to me. He said, what do you make of this? Knowing that I would be very rude and take the piss out of him because that's what I do to him and everyone else. And when I read some of the comments, it had only been up for like 10 minutes. I think he sort of sent it to me when he'd done it to get a bit of feedback. And so I watched it and I had a look at the comments and there was about 10 of them. There's about 800 or 8,000 now. I can't remember. And it was just like, fuck off, you Ray, you Jewish cunt. It's like, what? Or you got a little one behind you. Don't speak like that outside of the house, son. There's nothing wrong with cursing, but keep it in your house and you won't get in trouble, all right?
He knows when not to swear and when he can
I'm
swear.
sorry. I didn't mean to
That's
pair
all right.
you.
He comes in the pub with me.
Then.
He comes in the pub, he's all right.
So my best mate, Ray Vahi, done his first ever walkabout where he just walks around. He lives over there in Thailand, just over the water. And like I say, I had a look at the comments and I was just like, wow. And I'll tell you what, the amount of time and effort, they had the British anti-terrorist squad teaching his Thai moderators. Yeah, the anti-terrorist squad they said to him, you've got to go through this. They've got to talk to your people, tell your moderators, you know, he's got like a room of like 20 Thai girls who have to sit watching random uploads. You can imagine these Thai girls watching BitChute, and they have to look out for stuff. And this is another one of these things. No, you've got to do it or we're shutting you down. And then when he does that, it's something else. Oh, no, you can't do this or we're shutting you down. And then it's like, no, we're not going to process your payments. And, you know, you need money to maintain a video hosting site, and it's his full-time job. So, no, we're not processing your payments. So he had to go all around the houses, and he managed to do it. It is a constant nightmare and headache for him. And I tell you what, I regularly go to BitChute, because it's like YouTube used to be. You can stumble upon something and you're like, what the fuck is this? And sometimes get caught out. Rarely on YouTube. I know what I'm going to watch on YouTube: investing, football, comedy, really. Anyway, so he does this walkabout, and then he does a second one, and he said to me, "Yeah, I've done another walkabout." He said, "Have a look at the first bit." So watch this, and this caught me out a little bit, and then we're getting on to the main theme of this. So all the comments that were left under his first walkabout, he decided to reply to. Roll VT.
Hello, everyone. It's Ray back again from BitChute for my second.
Ray is about 6 foot. What? A few donations have come in. Thank you, people. I will get to them in a moment. Much appreciated, obviously. Ray is a giant, by the way. Ray set up real Thai prison fights. He got the Thai government involved. And because the Thai government were involved, the English culture minister had to send a representative out. And there's a photo of the Thai culture minister, Ray Vahi, this English bod who just, you know, like one of those pictures where they're all in suits. And Ray funded it all. He set up a Muay Thai gym in a Thai prison. All the prisoners started training and that. And then it was broadcast live. Amazing. And it was called Real Thai Prison Fights, endorsed by the Thai government. You've got to understand what an amazing move that is from Ray, because when the British are trying to close him down, the Thai people are like, well, hang on a minute. He done amazing things for our people. He set up something in our prisons, and there's been less violence. You know, they've got a feel for, you know, behaving and the blah, blah, blah. A great move. I apologise that he looks like he's wearing a red nose day nose. That's just the play arrow. Sorry about that, Ray. Not really. I'm getting a screenshot of it. Hang on. Gotcha. Let me just pop that into here. Anyway, roll VT.
Second walk and talk. So I've got a lot of questions to answer today, so I think I'll just do questions. You guys left a lot of comments, which I was very grateful for. I think there was about 800 comments, so that was a fantastic response. I did show a few people the comments, and Chris Dangerfield, who lives in Cambodia. I'm in Thailand, he's in Cambodia, so we're practically neighbours. Left me a nice message about it.
Hello, mate. Well, hardly an idiom, but it's a thankless task. That was the phrase I was looking for. While the video was playing, I was looking through the comments. Fuck me, you get so much abuse. Now, this was only when there was about 20 comments. I've got to give him that. But it was so rough. And, of course, it's always the loonies that get in first. And they were just giving him so much abuse. Apparently, you're some Zionist, Freemason, sellout. I mean, you name it, you're it. Now, you know, I haven't done a deep dive into who you are, but from what I've seen over the last few years, well, it's been longer than a few years now, isn't it? You've tried to maintain a free speech video hosting platform against an incredible amount of opposition, and yet still people just cunt you off. Look after yourself, Ray. Keep it up, son. Good luck in America.
So that was Chris's message. I don't quite agree with him, actually, because...
Well, I don't quite agree with you, Raymond, so we'll stop it there. So don't forget to support BitChute, people. Trust me, Ray is a stand-up guy, really. He is a solid bloke, and he sends me pictures of snakes that are in his kitchen and things. There's that. Right, now, where are we going now? We're going to just quickly check entropy. Mousecat dropped 20 quid into entropy, bless him. Mousecat said this: Chris, did you check out Trump's recent speech about going after tech companies that censor, making it illegal to throttle, ban, and shadow ban? I have been absorbing so many of his speeches because he's just telling everyone what he's going to do. And everyone, I sit there aghast. And I have to remind myself that this is why people voted for it. And it's amazing. But, you know, I've grown up in a world of American politics that are just lies. And to see someone actually, I said this and now I'm doing it, it's, you know, it's shocking to me, and it shouldn't be. And I absolutely love it. I'm so impressed. Gloella Fla-Benjamin has told me to do a dance on my video reply on the QR code donation pack. I was about to point out. I'll do it. Not a problem. I'll do anything you want. If you want me to say something funny to one of your mates, I'll do that. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? Nice one for that, Gloella Fla-Benjamin. Slight name change over on there. Right, let's check out Ocasio-Cortez, everyone's favourite, hot but stupid. I don't fancy her. I can't fancy her. She's got a pretty face, but she's not attractive. And a pretty face isn't enough for me. It was when I was like 12, you know. But anyway, she decides to talk to, what's his name? Tom Homan or something. Tom Homan, the border czar, who's worked for ICE for God knows how long and has worked getting immigrants, illegal immigrants out of the country in various positions for decades. For him, his employees, his colleagues, this must just be amazing. You know, they've had their hands tied for decades, at least, you know, even when Trump was in power, because they didn't have the full control they've got now. It looks like they're going to get the House majority as well. It's still not. I can't believe they're going to let that happen. I don't know. Maybe he'll get shot or something. I don't say that as a joke either. Anyway. She thought she'd take him on. It doesn't go well. It's 12 minutes, but I think it's worth it because it will get us into this conversation about remigration being inevitable. And I'll tell you now my position. I think remigration is inevitable in Western Europe. I think France, Germany, England, well, United Kingdom, and Eire, and Sweden, and Finland, and Italy, you know the countries, I think they're going to remigrate people by the hundreds of thousands. For the simple reason that we all know here, multiculturalism doesn't work. We've been saying that for years, and we've got, you know, the receipts are in on this. There's no way you can defend it. It doesn't work. Now, the problem with just sitting on that is you can't just say, oh, the way these nations are operating, the way these societies are being managed doesn't work, and then just leave it. Because when you do that, they become third world hellholes. You get gangs on the streets running around with machetes chopping people up. You get absolute civil unrest. And there's only one way to sort that out: separate them. And in the case of Western Europe and the United States, most of the migrants weren't meant to stay anyway. Most of them are there illegally, because what about the first safe country rule and all that? And the fact that it's now happening in America, it's happening. That's happening. It softens the blow a bit, doesn't it? Because if Trump pulls it off, and American states that have been ravaged by Mexican gangs that rule the streets, the police run away from them. I mean, the English police they haven't even got weapons. What, a taser? Taser. All right. And you're looking at like 4'4", slightly overweight female police. I mean, come on. You know, if in America with armed police, these places are just becoming third world hellholes, it's coming. It's already in Western Europe. I'm suggesting, with quite a lot of faith, that remigration is inevitable from Western Europe, and it ain't going to be in 2 or 3 years. It will be likely generational. It will take another 20 odd years, but it's coming. Without a doubt. The other option is for Western Europe or Europe to become like the Middle East, to just become an endless war zone. And I don't think the United States can allow that to happen. Simply, ironically, because of the global economy. It's kind of a weird, accidentally up yours, your own globalism won't allow Europe to become a third world hellhole. It's got nuclear weapons. You can't do that. You know, they keep saying you can't have nuclear weapons. Well, you know, if it carries on like this, your main enemies have got some of the biggest arsenals in the world. So you're going to let that carry on? I don't think so. I'd like to hear what you think about that. But we'll get to that after we've watched The Baldassar. He's already been given that job. It's a stupid title. But let's watch this. I'll try not to interrupt it too much, but I have to, because it's someone else's content. So I know it gets a bit annoying. But if I'm not seen to be reacting to it, I'll likely get yeeted. If I do get yeeted, just make a cup of tea. In 3 minutes, I'll come back. That's what will happen. There'll be a little crappy message on the screen. Anyway, roll VT. Like you know what she's like. Did you see Mr. Reagan's video about Cortez? She auditioned for the part of being a social democrat. Cenk Uygur and all that lot. They set up an audition. She was taught how to be a politician. If you haven't seen it, not now obviously, but go to Mr. Reagan's channel and just search his channel for Ocasio-Cortez. He's got the receipts, the story's there, and it's frightening. You know, it shouldn't be that surprising considering the sort of celebrity element of American politics. You know, Reagan, who I really admire and certainly really admired and certainly still admire. I mean, Reagan was all about the American dream, literally riding horses around your ranch, and why not? But she's got her notes that would have been written by a backroom staff of about 50 people, and it doesn't go according to plan.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their.
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer.
Apologies. I don't know whether that started right. Oh, it did actually. It's just a bad start.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their.
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that.
Mr. Holman, with all due respect.
It's absolutely right, though. Look at her face. Oh, I care so much. I care. But, you know, if you arrest a father or a mother, they're separated from their children. That's one of the consequences of breaking the law. So don't break the law. And if you've gone into a country illegally, you've broken the law. So is she really suggesting that we should not have any laws that, for instance, put people in prison, put people on remand, charge them, put them in a holding cell overnight? Well, you can't do that. He's got kids. Well, all you need to do then as a criminal is make sure you've got a couple of kids, which you can probably buy on the border for about 30 pesos.
In fact, legal asylees are not.
Asylees. Let's have that again.
Home, and with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're in the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum.
No, you didn't respond to him. It's a violation of a code. You can't just say the same thing again and ignore him. Well, you can, because you've got no answer for it. Asylees. One in the chat if that's a new one for you. Steve Gray, wax on, wax off. Amazing.
Is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States made that.
It's such a sussing. In a day, these people have just been empowered. Oh, you know, you've had to sit down there drinking cups of coffee, watching hundreds of thousands of illegals come in, and in many cases assist them. Nah, now your job is to chuck them all out. And look, she just can't hack it. She can't believe it. It doesn't always go your way. I'm sorry, love.
That clear.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Earlier, my colleague from Maryland, Mr. Raskin, asked the panel.
Right, so she thinks this is a gotcha moment. She thinks, yeah, you haven't prepared for this.
How many people here believe that child separation is an effective policy in deterrence? And no one on the panel raised their hand. I just wanted to note that for the record, Mr. Chair. I wanted to ask a question from Professor Mukherjee. Is the United States violating or violated human rights agreements set by the United Nations in a family separation policy?
Yes.
Incredible that she has to go to a globalist organization straight away as the United Nations. Yeah, but don't you understand? America has authority over the United Nations. I mean, Biden didn't. Well, he did, but he used it for other reasons. But Trump doesn't give a shit about what the UN think.
International law is clear that family unity should be prioritized.
So we, as members of the—
You're going to love his comeback to this. I just want to prep you. It's beautiful.
United Nations signed on into an international human rights agreement saying very clearly that family separation is a violation of international human rights, and then we pursued a policy that violates human rights. You know, Mr. Chair, I was looking, how did we get to this point? How did we get to this point where we take children out of mothers' and fathers' arms? And
by letting them into your country illegally, which is what you done. You done that. Your people done that. That's the simple answer to your very basic question.
And, you know, it dated back, family separation in the way that we have seen it, where we take children away from their parents without due process, began last year under Secretary.
Yeah, you can do that due process in Mexico or wherever they come from. Why do American taxpayers have to pay to process people who've come into their country illegally? They've broken the law. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to do it. You weren't even allowed to do it under Biden.
Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen, but I had to dig further, and our staff dug further. But where did this start within the administration? She implemented it, and we found a memo. It dates back to April 23rd of 2018.
Oh, apologies.
Where there was an official recommendation to, quote, pursue prosecution of all amenable adults who cross our border, quote, illegally, even though this applied to legal asylum seekers in practice, including those presenting with a family unit between ports of entry in coordination with DOJ. Here is the memo that I would like to submit to the congressional record.
What is the name of that?
It is the memorandum for the Secretary from Homeland Security.
Date.
April 23rd, 2018, subject increasing prosecutions of immigration violations.
Without objection.
And so I looked at this memo and it seems like this is the source of it. And it seems as though, Mr. Homan, that you are the author. It says here from yourself, Kevin.
Note the language, because it's the creaky foundations upon which the rest of her bullshit attempt to get him collapses. It seems as though you're the author. If he was the author, she'd say, you know this document you wrote?
You're from yourself, Kevin Michalinen, and Francis Cisna. Is this correct? Did you sign the memo?
I'd have to see what you.
Yeah, give her.
I'd be happy to provide it. And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
No.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on family for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommend a zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
And it's absolutely true. Look. You've got to have that again, just looking into space. First time she's ever thought about it. Yeah, I suppose they don't put the kids in prison with their dads, do they? Look at us staring into space. It's brilliant.
A citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Oh, yes.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman, with
family.
all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.
Yeah.
The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay. Mr. Chair, the memo.
Sorry, I just need that again. Okay, is amazing.
The United States has made that clear.
Okay. Mr. Chair, the memo is submitted to the record for review. Inspector General Costello, one last thing. Is there a record, based on reports throughout the year and in our hearing earlier this year, we spoke with Ms. Juarez, a mother who lost her child due to inhumane.
Right, so she's making an appeal to emotion here. Someone died because of something someone she doesn't like done. It backfires beautifully.
Conditions in the facilities. We learned that there is no accurate record and no policy being held of people who are pregnant and people who endure miscarriages. Is there a record of who enters and leaves?
I think if you're pregnant, probably best stay in your own country rather than traipsing however many miles paying traffickers who have got a hideous record of, I can't say it, the R word and other sexual abuse and murders. But no, you crack on defending them. You continue to help those Mexican cartels that are currently worth more than most nations. Sorry, some nations, not most.
Facilities. I'm not familiar with the instance you're talking about, but I do believe.
Do you remember that video we watched with Bear Grylls where he went, bears love honey, and he got that he got that allergic reaction, didn't he? I'm not going to say anything else, but there you go.
The facilities keep custody logs and logs, but I'm not familiar with the incident you're talking about.
And where would we find those records?
I believe all the facilities.
Right, we don't need to see this bit. It's dull as fuck. We need her to get back to the big man. Because this is a brutal ending. All right, here we go.
Families every day.
Hang on.
And those that are detained?
Well, we would never opine about
Bears love honey.
What the committee would request and not request. So
thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jordan.
Mr. Holman, the actions you took when you were director of ICE were entirely consistent with the law of the land, weren't they?
Yes, when someone's prosecuted for a crime, the child can't go to jail with the parent.
Yep.
That happens to American families every day.
Yeah, and if we, as you said, I think earlier, if we don't like the law, last time I checked.
That is key. It happens to American families every day. You break the law, you get separated from your family. And Cortez is simply saying, yeah, but these people are breaking the law, but they should be treated in a different way to Americans. The law shouldn't apply to them because of woke or something. I don't, there's no argument there. And, just as it's great. His argument is excellent. He's not getting all flustered. He's not trying to, it happens to Americans every day. That's how the law works. If you want to have law and order, which is kind of the glue that keeps a society together, you have to implement it. You can't let 20 million at least illegal immigrants come over in 4 years and treat them differently. Why? Why? No one ever tells me why. It's just, no, you have to because, it's the right thing to do. Man, some fucking starving white trailer trash family, like, who can barely eat. The kids are completely neglected. Dad gets caught robbing some fucking furniture shop or something. He gets sent to prison. The kids eat less. That's consequences. But no, not for people who've already broken the law and knew it and funded fucking sex trafficking organizations and drug cartels, for fuck's sake.
If we, as you said, I think earlier, if we don't like the law, last time I checked, it's the folks sitting up here got to change it.
Yeah.
And you've offered, I think, no more than 4 times, 3 changes to the law that would help the situation. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe make it a 5th time. Can you say it a 5th time for this group? Just, because again, we're the ones that have to change the law. So give us that recommendation a 5th time, the 3 things that we got to do.
If we would close the loopholes in the TVPRA, where children in Central America are treated the same as children in Mexico, if we would change the Flores settlement agreement so we can actually detain families in family setting long enough to see a judge and plead their case, if we can change the rules of asylum so it makes more sense, so 90% of the people don't pass the first interview and a lot fewer pass in front of a judge. Those 3 things.
90% don't get past the first step if you just implement that suggestion.
Would make a big difference on the border and decrease the illegal entry.
Because those 3 things go to the heart of the matter. They go to the incentive. Is that right?
They go to the incentive along with the other things, such as talking about abolishing ICE, having no detention, free education.
Yeah.
Free medical care, citizenship for those who are here illegally.
I mean, it's insane. We're so used to this stuff because we've had it pumped at us from the mainstream media for fucking decades. But you illegally enter a country and you're incentivized to do so. Now, we know why, because they wanted to ship them into all the swing states, give them a free house, give them free money, give them nice things, give them free food, give them food vouchers. Nice to see Donald Trump has already taken the food vouchers away from the New York illegals. If you incentivize people, they'll come to our country. The border's open. When you get here, there's an app. You can sign up to the app before you get to America, so that once you're in, you can just stroll in, go to a sanctuary place like California. Here you go. Oh, no problem. You got 6 kids. Not a problem. Here's your house. Here you can all have a nice shiny new iPhone. Here's your welfare money for food every week. Probably more than most Americans are living on. Most working class Americans anyway. But then, but by the way, we left 7 cousins and 12 children in Mexico, and they're now legally allowed to come in. You know, it's an absolute nonsense. So you de-incentivize it. You make it so that at least 90% of them don't get past the first step. You let them know that when they get to America, if they get found, they get sent out that day. See that coach, get on it. See those armed guards, they're going to put you on it. We're driving you to the border. We're going to open the back doors. We're going to tilt the bus up, pour you out, and you can fuck off home. If you want to come here, you do it legally, like the other people who've waited years, filled in forms, got educations, learn to speak the language, want to assimilate, love America. It's insanity to incentivize people like this. Just stop it. And it's like, oh God, how did we get here? What, saving your republic? Because what's a handful of people actually had the balls to stand up and say, this is insanity.
When you keep offering incentives for people to come, sanctuary cities, come to this country, you'll be protected from ICE. As long as you keep having this language, more people who are vulnerable people are going to keep trying to come.
Those kind of statements made by Democrats in the United States Congress or in positions of influence in this country, they have an impact.
They ain't got much influence anymore. Wow, wow, wow.
Don't they?
They have a significant impact.
When a member of Congress says abolish ICE, when another member of Congress says abolish DHS, when the Speaker of the House says walls are immoral, when the person...
I mean, did you hear that? Like, you've got senators and Speaker Pelosi et al. Saying abolish the Department of Homeland Security, that's DHS, abolish ICE, and then get rid of the wall. And then when you get here, have loads of free stuff paid for by hard-working Americans, some who are working 2 or 3 jobs just to feed their kids. It's nuts.
Person who gave the State of the Union response to the President's State of the Union says she's okay with non-citizens voting. That all has an impact, doesn't it? Just like the laws that you're...
We talked about that the other day. Can you believe that? Non-citizens had voting rights. You know, we could have all jumped on an aeroplane, flown over to America on a tourist visa, and then voted. I mean...
You're sworn to uphold and impact and do when you're the director of ICE.
It has a significant impact, and if this would have been fixed years ago, we probably wouldn't have seen zero tolerance. We wouldn't see the conditions on the border today.
But because the laws haven't been changed, because of the statements that have been made, there was a crisis. There is a crisis on the border. And that just didn't happen yesterday.
That crisis ain't on the border. That crisis is all over your country.
Right. You think about this. There was a crisis. The administration asks for help. Democrats say it's contrived, it's manufactured, it's fake, it's not real. Then when
I mean, and that was their reply. You're lying. There's not millions of illegal migrants coming in. That was what they said. That's all they said. That was their argument. You're lying. Yeah, but look at the films, look at the videos, look at all the dead bodies, look at all the discarded armbands that the traffickers put around the kids and the parents so they know what bracket they're in and they know how much money they owe them. You know, all those Texan farmers finding dead bodies in their fields. No, you're lying. You're lying. Shut up. It ain't happening. Meanwhile, another 3 busloads of illegals turn up in California.
When the crisis, the real crisis, gets actually worse, The Democrats blame the administration for the very crisis they helped create by the things they said and the fact it won't change the law. But somehow it's your problem. Somehow it's the president's problem. And we have Ms. Costello, who went down there, her team went down there and looked this all over as the inspector general. Said there's some concerns that she has, and the cause of the concerns they're trying to ascertain. Now, she also said agents are doing, I think your statement was agents are doing their level best. Is that right, Ms. Costello?
That's the experience of our inspectors.
So the
visits.
inspector general goes down there with your team, and you conclude the agents, the people that Mr. Holman used to represent, are doing their darn best they can do, but they're overwhelmed. And then you also said in your statement, in your answers a few minutes ago, you're trying to ascertain the cause. Well, that's pretty simple to figure out the cause. It's the numbers. From in October, 60,000 apprehensions and inadmissibles on the border, October of last year. You know what it was in May of this year? 144,000. We know
it's more than doubled.
The cause, they're all coming. And they're coming because things the other side's saying, and the fact we won't change three fundamental things in the law. And it all,
you know, there's NGOs, and whenever you hear NGO, non-governmental organisation, you can drop the non. They're all government. They're all government funded. They're all government. A bit of hush money here, a bit of, you know, keep it on the QT, son. There's NGOs in Mexico that give training to people to tell them what to do and say when they're across the border. Some of them fill out forms for them so that when they get caught, they've got their forms already filled in. It's an absolute calamity. And it's so lovely. I desperately hope that the Republicans get the House, because with the Senate majority, with the House, with the Supreme Court, with Trump, these are going to be some amazing 4 years. Exactly that, Grant. I'm only saying Grant because I don't know how to say your first name. If you could, is it Ratch or Rach or Rach? I'll stick with R. Grant. As R. Grant. It's, yeah, they are. Same with the UK. Same with, the RNLI are an NGO. What do? They float around the channel waiting to pick people up that they know are working with traffickers. No, you're all right. I'll get out of that dinghy, jump on the boat that the English people have paid for. It's absolutely insane. Look at this from 42, the man who knows this stuff inside out. To become a non-governmental organisation, the governments have to agree to work with you and fund you. Now, as I suggested, but amazing. Yeah, here's this. Keep it on the QT. Just drop that non. It's rubbish. Really? Cooper's saying that they've got the House. Can anyone confirm that? I'm not saying you haven't, Cooper, but
everybody is saying they've got the House. That is generally what they're saying, but they're still counting votes. But they think he's too far ahead to lose now.
Okay, it's just I've been in hospital and so I'm not up on this. Great news. That will be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing.
It's just places like California are going to spend a month counting, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, California's going to be. I reckon the majority of native Californians who've been pretending to be liberals are going to be loving this. They're going to get their fucking state back. It's going to be a sanctuary. Oh, there you go. It's been confirmed. I'm not saying you weren't telling the truth, Cooper. I just thought I'd have a, because some people just sometimes say things without knowing, like me. They've got the House. Incredible. But anyway, here we go. Roll VT.
also might help, Mr. Holman. It also might help because these are the ones these are apprehensions, these people presenting themselves at ports of entry. It also might help if we build a border security wall, right? Instead of having the Speaker of the House say they're immoral, even though there's one in her state, it might actually help if we built the border security wall that the American people voted this president in office to do. It might actually help if we did that. Would you agree, Mr. Holman? Absolutely. Every place they build a border barrier, every single place they build a border barrier, illegal immigration decreased. Yeah, it would help.
What a surprise. Isn't it amazing? If you stop people from walking into your republic, they can't walk into your republic. And everyone who said Trump didn't build the wall, he was too busy being impeached. He was too busy having Russian collusion investigations. Meanwhile, the Biden family were colluding with the Ukrainians. I've got to be a little bit careful. It's only an opinion.
Help with some of the tragic things that we have heard about, tragic situations that we've heard about the last couple of days, this entire week in this committee, that no one wants to see happen. The young mother who lost her daughter, it's tragic. No one wants those, but if we did the things you're talking about, we could help avoid some of those kind of incidents from happening in the future. Is that right, Mr. Holman?
Yeah, if I can respond
And
to
you're
that.
you're the guy who has lived it, breathed it, felt it, managed it. You know more than, you have more expertise in this area than anyone in this room. Is that right?
I believe so, but let me
I know
respond.
so.
Let me respond to the one child.
I reckon the likes of ICE and the good guys in the DHS are having an absolute party. It's like, let's do our fucking job. At last, we can do our job. I mean, what have they been doing? You know, weren't they trying to help illegal immigrants from drowning by handing them ropes? And the legacy media said, look at ICE whipping brown people. It was like, what? Whipping? Trying to save their life while they try to swim across a rushing current. But check this out. This is his denouement. It's great. It's not. It's very upsetting. But the likes of Cortez can shut her beak, because this is the truth.
How that died is tragic. Tragic.
Sure is.
But you know, as long as we're showing a lot of pictures, if I can have just 30 seconds. Here's a picture. Her name is Serenity. She was 9 months old, 9 months, raped and murdered by an illegal alien because of open borders policy. Here's a
9 months old. Did you hear that? 9 months old.
Rana. She was 5 years old, raped repeatedly and murdered by an illegal alien.
I mean, I'd put money on him being able to sit there and give such examples for a week solid. You know, this hasn't happened once or twice. This is why the American crime has just gone through the roof. You know, when Trump says they're opening the prisons, they're opening the mental hospitals, it's not a lie. I've looked into it. That's what they're doing. Countries in South America have thought, well, look, we can save a fortune by shipping off all the prisoners, all the gangs, and all the people with mental problems, and just send them to America. They can look after them. They can pay for it.
Here's Louise Solowin. She was 93. Multiple rapes.
93.
And murdered by an illegal alien. Here's a 16-year-old. Here's a law enforcement officer. I got hundreds of these in my desk drawer. So I've seen tears for people today, and I understand that. It's tragic when anybody dies. But let's not forget the angel moms and dads who I've all met and got to know. Their children died, and they're separated forever. It's not a matter of location. They're dead. And a secure border would help prevent some of this. Sanctuary cities does not help this. Sanctuary cities this will increase because of the push of sanctuary cities. Come to our country, we'll protect you. You can even commit a crime, be in our county jail. We're not going to ice into the jail. So he'll go out. Recidivism rates, anybody can look them up. 50% reoffend the first year, up to 75 recidivate within 5 years.
Wow. I mean, ridiculous. That's if you can get them even as far as going into a prison. You know, with all those Soros-funded attorneys and district attorneys, they let them out on bail. No, what's it called? You know, you can just go. You come in. What have you done? Oh, he stamped up and down on someone's head who's now in hospital in a coma. Okay, come back next year. And when they don't, it's only police bail. It's not court bail. Fuck it. Who cares? We got other things to worry about. What like? Well. So we've gone for 2 hours and 19 minutes. It's gone 4 o'clock in the morning. So really, my point is, I think remigration is inevitable to any nation in the civilized world, in the West, that is suffering from the effects of a social system that's proven not to work. Trump has just won, and there's a few other policies in that, but immigration, absolute top choice of why Trump won. And in the United Kingdom, it's the same. And it's getting to the point where if there was someone people could vote for that had a government we could believe in, they'd win in a landslide. Labour only won because people didn't vote Tory. That's I mean, Keir Starmer is just like a joke. He's like a puppet. He's I don't even mean that metaphorically. He's just like he's not a leader of men. He's a ponce. He's a ponce.
He is a ponce.
Well, I see Putin talking the other day. Let's see if I can just drag that up quickly.
I think if Trump manages to get the deportations done, it's going to be very difficult for any other country in the West to excuse themselves from doing the same.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to be like, yes, you can do it. Look at the quality of life. Look how this place has changed. This place has changed. This place has changed. Look how the crime rate has plummeted. Look how now we're not spending billions on looking after these people. Taxes have gone down. Look, the cost of living has gone down. We can give our own old people money to keep themselves warm in the winter. And once that people start seeing that, and they realise that all that brainwashing, that is somehow kind of unethical or immoral to send people home. No, it ain't. It's immoral and unethical to let them in the first place. Because a nation is defined by its borders. If you remove the borders, you lose the nation. It's absurd. And in a mere 4 years, they almost destroyed America. They almost destroyed it. And it's on a precipice to an extent now. He's got to get this has got to start happening rapidly. Because if you don't think all those people in South America who are making plans once Kamala won to move in, they're zipping their bags as I speak. There'll be coach loads being just moved. All those traffickers thinking, no, we can't stop that revenue source. We've got to keep doing that. And if he doesn't pull it off, then that's a real problem. That's why having the House, having the Senate, having the Supreme Court is brilliant. And I can't wait, what is it? Josh Hawley, Kennedy, Ted Cruz, they're going to be sitting in there now. Like they've been having to talk to those weak ass Democrats, knowing that they're never going to vote against themselves because they don't care about the country, they care about power. And now it's their turn. And they're going to be just sitting there going, oh, yeah, you want to do that? Okay, well, maybe we should vote on it. Oh, you've lost. But he's got to pull it off. He's got to pull it off. Let me see if I can find this. Here we go. I've got it. Let's see. Right, it's subtitled, obviously. Although Putin, I've seen him talk English pretty well, actually. Hopefully you can see the subtitles. But look at Putin saw Biden as just nothing. Just get out. You're like a fly. He would have pushed Biden aside without having to take his eyes off his breakfast. Just go away. But he knows that Trump will do what he says. Check this out. This is in reference to when they tried to kill Donald Trump, when they tried to assassinate him, which I think will probably happen a few more times over the next 4 years. There was literally people sitting there saying to the Secret Service, "Hey, look, there's a geezer with a rifle on his back climbing up." Fucking hell, man. The transparency of evil. It's ridiculous. You know, all that stuff needs to be investigated. Fauci needs to be investigated. Pelosi needs to be investigated. There's so many people that have got blood on their hands that need to be processed in the American court. VAR, thank you for the VAR. They dried up a bit, but God's cosmic bollock dropped one in. There are a few super chats. I'll read them after I play this Putin clip. Here we go. I'll turn it up, but it's... Can you see the subtitles? Hang on, I'll get rid of me and Packer so it's a little bit bigger. There you go. If you're watching on a phone, sorry, get a computer. Here we go.
Я, пользуясь случаем, хочу поздравить его с избранием на пост президента Соединенных Штатов Америки. Я уже говорил, что мы будем работать с любым главой государства, которому окажет доверие американский народ. Так будет действительно и на практике. Вы знаете, можно тоже как угодно к нему относиться, ведь все изначально в первой его итерации в президентской говорили, что он бизнесмен в основном, и он мало чего в этом понимает в политике, ошибок может наделать. Ну, во-первых, я вам могу сказать, его поведение в момент покушения на его жизнь, я не знаю, но на меня произвело это впечатление. Он мужественный человек оказался. И дело не только в поднятой руке и в призыве бороться за их общие идеалы. Дело не только в этом. Хотя это, конечно, знаете, на драйве, на таком, все как бы... человек проявляет себя в условиях, в экстраординарных условиях. Вот здесь человек проявляет себя, и он себя проявил, на мой взгляд, очень правильным образом, мужественно, как мужчина.
Absolutely amazing. You know, like, oh, how do I get rid of that? I don't want the new layout. Oh, help us 42. How are you? I don't want to see that. That's not what we got next. Do I just do that? Oh, man. No, cancel. There you go. We're back. Hi. Now, listening to Putin there, listen to the way he talked about Donald Trump. When you see a man in extraordinary circumstances, that's when you see who he really is. And he's talking about when a load of bullets flew past him. If he hadn't have done that, half his head falls off. He's got the Secret Service trying to hold him down. No, he's up. There's a shooter. There's a shooter out there. And he stands up. There's no fucking bulletproof glass like Obama used. I mean, as if Obama done anything to upset anyone, you know, ridiculous. No, just a little lectern there. And he stood up. He put his fist in the air. There's blood coming out of his ear. They're all trying to pull him down. And he went, fight, fight, fight. And it feels like warriors. When I hear Putin talking like that, when I see Russia, would I rather live in Russia or England? Would I rather live in Russia or California? They're not easy decisions. Not like they used to be. Not like they used to be 20, 30 years ago. And, you know, that 2 minutes talking, massive respect. He respects Trump. And when Trump goes and talks to him, he'll listen because he knows Trump's not a bullshitter. Trump's not going to say, I'll tell you what, if you give us a few quid, we can launder it easily through some kind of NGO or some kind of business deal, you know, and you can carry on doing what you want with the Ukraine. I don't give a fuck. No. He's going to say, look, that's got to stop. Now, and Trump will probably give a bit as well. I think Trump will give a bit, and I think he fucking should. Putin's been talking about NATO for nearly 20 years. Stop building bases that can fire long-range ballistic missiles at us all around our eastern coast. Just stop it. And NATO are like, nah, we're just going to build another one. Then miraculously a pipeline explodes. What? You know, this isn't what men do. This isn't what the warrior class does. This is what pussies do. This is what weak men like Biden and all those other Democrats do. Let's just blow up the pipeline. Let's just keep sending the enemies loads of money so that up yours, Putin, we've sent them another 25 billion of American taxpayers' money while veterans are sleeping on the street or going mad in their houses. You know, America is standing on the cusp at the moment. If Trump does what he said, and it won't be easy, even though they've got all those things, there'll be protests, there'll be riots, and Trump's got to clamp down on those. If there are riots where they're out burning and looting, you send in the forces. You send in the forces. You send them in and you say, you've got 15 minutes to disperse. First of all, it's the tear gas, then it's the rubber bullets, then we're going to arrest you all. And then when they, you know, I mean, I just can't believe all the BLM riots that destroyed the country just for months on end. And the Democrats are like, nah, it'll be all right. You know, it's bad, isn't it? You know, Black lives do matter. Yeah, that wasn't really what the question was it? It's about people losing their businesses that they spent their lives building up. You stupid bastards. All right, let's have a look at these super chats here, and then we'll see if anyone wants to come on and add anything to it. Where are we? Brad James says, I'll be proudly contributing to 42's project. Nice one, Brad. Like I say, I don't know what I can say about it now. I'll probably get 42 on. 42, that's 3 videos we've now got lined up, but this one we can probably do because it would just be a question of you coming on and explaining to everyone what it is, and I'm up for that. Nice one, Brad. Brad drops another one. I'm off to forge a Ray Vahi-shaped sword. Let me get a little clip of that to send the old boy. Hang on. Oh, hang on. It hid it. Oh, no way will it not let me get a screen grab of it. Oh, yeah, it will. I'll appreciate that, young Bradley, as I appreciated your donation. And then God's Cosmic Bollock. I ain't seen you in these parts for a long time, son. A name I don't forget there. Is this a cautious hope, I feel? What, the inevitability of remigration? Yeah, it is. But I just feel, you know, I don't know at what point you joined the stream, but I talked about this at the beginning. Multiculturalism doesn't work. It's already failed. Let's just take Germany, France, Italy, and England, and Sweden. I mean, you can just keep going, can't you? But let's take France, England, and Germany. They're a shadow of their former nations. That's not going to improve. It's not, even if you stopped immigration now, even legal immigration, it ain't going to improve. It's only getting worse. Why? Because people historically, going back centuries, hundreds of years, thousands of years, like to live with people like themselves. It's natural. And when you try and stuff them all together, almost every time it ends up in bloodshed. Just have a basic look at history. What is a war? What is a war? A war is when one people decide they want someone else's land. Why would they end up shooting each other? Why couldn't they just walk in and go, hey, look, now there's loads of us and we're different. And being different is a strength. So if we just blend together, we'll be really strong. And then some clever bastard, even after millions and millions of innocent people were killed, Europeans killing Europeans in 2 world wars, including 2 atomic bombs in Japan, and let's not forget the firebombing of Japan, civilian targets, let's not forget Dresden, all that madness. Okay, so the war angle doesn't work. So we'll have to use this kind of blame game. You slave trading bastards. Where, you know, this is David Lammy said it on the radio, didn't he? Chuckled at it. He says it's revenge, isn't it, for the Commonwealth? What? You're in government, aren't you? That geezer's in government. He chuckled at the idea of uncontrolled mass immigration into England being revenge. I mean, the thing about it is it's not just one people that suffer. Everyone suffers. So my point is, it's just going to continually get worse, and there'll come a point, which has happened in America. We've just witnessed it. Trump's takes on remigration, building the border wall, taking all the money away from illegals. That's what won in the election. And we're witnessing it happening in real time. And the people of Europe will be watching that like a hawk. And your people like Viktor Orban will be watching it and thinking, this is great. Melania in Italy will be watching it. Le Pen, who I think might even win next time. I know the French system is designed, well, most European systems are designed to prevent radical change. But, you know, when you've got commies and right-wing people working together to keep the radical right, I'll call them, out of power, that ain't working. That's just stupid. And, you know, France is just falling down an hole. I think there's a chance that if not Le Pen, then her party, what is it? National Rally. Is it National Rally? The AfD in Germany. In Germany, the people have been, you know, so self-flagellating, so guilted since the Second World War. You've got to let millions more in. You've got to, or there'll be more foreigners than Germans in Germany, and that's a good thing. Remember that? Remember that woman in Parliament said that, and that's a good thing. Actually, it's not. Actually, and for Germany to be like almost at the front of the turn in Western Europe is quite something. And I honestly believe it's not gonna happen in the next few years. It's gonna happen in 10, 20 years. Not only because the natives of these countries want it to happen, but much like Gavin Big Balls Bobby's outlook on it, the people who live in their little enclaves that are just going down the pan because plumbers don't go there, tradesmen don't go to these places. And once you take tradesmen out of your town just becomes weirdly much like the place you left to come here. And England's running out of public money. It's running out of it. If we can't give enough money to our own old people to heat their homes, you know, the propaganda machine is legacy. Trump went on Rogan. Trump went on Theo Von. That's where the reach is now. And so, you know, you only have to go back 10, 15 years and the BBC could tell the majority of British people what's happening and lie to them. But when you can open your door, poke your head out and see, well, this doesn't look much like all those lovely Christmas adverts I've been watching about multiculturalism. And when their paychecks going, and when inflation's going, and inflation is just another tax. You've got to see it as another tax. I honestly believe there's now an inevitability about it. I just hope, and I really mean this, I sincerely mean this, and it really bugs me, people who call for war, because war is a hideous thing. It goes on for fucking ever. It's humans at their least efficient. I just hope it happens organically. People realize that it's not working for them, and it's not working for the lands they were incentivized to invade. And I've always said this, and other people on this channel have said this. If I was living in some shithole country run by some nutty ideology, we'll call it, And it was a terrible state of life. And I knew that if I could get my family across a couple of countries and across a quite wide river, and there's a free house and free money, and I didn't have to work, and I could then bring over my entire family because, I can't leave them over there and all that. They're lovely, those communists. I'd have done it. Of course you would. I'm not blaming them. It's easy to want to, but it's not their fault. It's the governments. It's our governments that have done this. It is Boris Johnson that's done this. It is Angela Merkel that's done this. It is Macron that's done this. I can't even remember that other geezer's name. What was his name? The Tory, David Cameron?
Yeah.
It was him who done this. It was Blair who done this. I don't blame those. I don't blame the immigrants. And that is a dangerous road to go down, because that's just setting us against each other. Oh, I hate them, I hate them, I hate them. Well, that will do you so much damage. Why do you think the commie government in England is emptying prisons of actual villains? To put hate speech people in there. You, me. Hatred is a waste of time and energy. And if you're going to have it against the governments who orchestrated this, who promoted all this, who invited it. Because when you start just blaming, the government, they just sit on the sidelines having their champagne and caviar breakfast. We've got them all fighting each other in the streets. Fucking great. How's your new house in the Cotswolds, John? That's lovely. No, they're not the guilty parties. I hate no groups. I hate no groups. I hate no individual that I haven't met. Unless I know what they've done, obviously. That's ridiculous. I mean, there are certain individuals I haven't met that I probably wouldn't get on with. Fritzl. Probably somewhere near the top of the list. You get my point, though, don't you? Right, people, it's 4:30 in the morning. I think we're on a record. I think Packer, even though I went for the piss and give him a good 3 minutes, I think this has been, he said the least on this stream of any other before. I think, it's got to be about 30
I've been getting very talkative lately, though, haven't I?
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it with a whole sentence. Come on, that's ridiculous. You're shaking my melon, man. You're twisting my melon, man. Right, let me see if I missed any super chats. I don't think I did. Let me know in the main chat if I did. There's still time to pump up the grift. And I want to thank you again. If you missed the start of this, being able to get that YouTube money out saved my missus' life. And well, maybe I'd have been able to find it somewhere else. I'd have asked a friend or whatever. But being able to get my AdSense that account up and seeing that there was 5,500 in there and fucking golden. And I've got a new microphone. I've already showed you that. So choking up a bit. Sorry. I will be probably not about this week so much because she'll be in hospital for another 4 days, I think. But bless you all. I'm going to pick a tune. Gloella, you will get your video reply after this video. I'll tell you what, I done that stream on proper fumes. You know the saying, Packer? Listen, if you are new here or if you're not new here and you still haven't checked out my Substack, link in the description. Just go past all that AI shit and you'll see it. Substack. It's totally free. There's 35 stories. What? Sign up tonight. After this, I'm going to do Floella's video and then I'm going to just do a quick, rough proofread of my new Substack story, I Am Bum. It's very short. You read it in about 10, 15 minutes. And it's called I Am Bum. It's about a bum. Like literally like a bum. Like the bum fanny we've talked about. Imagine one of them on the London Underground. But you've all been very generous. Packer, I'm going to let you go, son. Thank you very much. It's brilliant when you're here. Can we have some respect and love for Packer in the chat, please, people? Look after yourself, Packer. Hoyt.
Thanks for having me. Cheers, Scrubs.
It's a pleasure. Ta-da. He don't get it, does he? He won't let me praise him. But you know, some streams it's not appropriate, you know, like when I had Dan on, or if I'm just going to rant for a couple of hours. But when it's just like one of these sort of bit of this, bit of that, when he can't do it or he doesn't want to do it, which obviously he's allowed to, I feel a little bit weird. It might come a time when he disappears and never does it. You know, it was organic the way he come, and it will be unorganic the way I tell him to fuck off. So I only said that because you don't know I can still see him down here and he's cracking up. I want to thank everyone who sent a donation, of course. I want to thank everyone who supports my Substack. Please go and read it. Please subscribe and check out I Am Bum. I'd be really interested to see what you think about it. My last few shorts on there have taken very different angles, and they're all much like my novel. My novel is made up of very different. The problem with most postmodern things is it's in series. So a classic postmodern novel, the first chapter will be like an old romantic novel. The second chapter will be like a Burroughsian cut and paste. The third, you know, or even paragraphs. But the trick is for me, for my writing to reflect the environment we live in, I want it to be like our experience of the world. It doesn't happen in series. It happens at the same time. You know, you look here and you're watching people being murdered in a war in Ukraine. And then you go to another page and you're watching a comedian like on from the 70s that you used to like. And then your mate comes in and tells you about the birdie bang last night. Everything, you know, little clips, long clips, short form, long form, TikTok, this. Or, you know, it's the end of history. You know, we've been everywhere geographically. We've been everywhere historically. We know it all. And now there's no meta narratives anymore. There's no master narratives. And for literature or any work of art that doesn't just seek to entertain, and there's nothing wrong with just entertaining, but it's not what I want to do. I want to give something to my readers that they're part of, that they have to help write. Because I don't tell you what it means. That's your job. Because if I told you what it means, I'd just write you a report. I could probably tell you what it means in 2 sentences. But what value is that to you? When you read my writing, you join the dots, you make connections, you fill in the gaps, and then it affects you on a more profound psychological level. And then it has a function. Historical, social, cultural. Well, that's the plan anyway. I mean, it's a bit weird after saying all that I will be making I Am Bum live tonight. But anyway, thank you to my mods, the boy Cray and Rags, and most of all, thank you to the rank and file who I can put a stream up. And we had good numbers. We've had about 130 for the majority of tonight. Hang on a minute. I've missed a couple of super chats. JP for the Mrs. Fund, bruv. Be back soon. I will do. It's with business at the moment being a bit tricky. It's all a bit up in the air, but whenever I can stream, I mean, I'm up. It's 20 to 5 in the morning, so I do find time. Thank you, John. Much appreciated, Kookie. 42 drops an Ayrton Senna for the the rice paddies. Someone told me in Thailand once that some bird said the rice paddies. I can't even say it. The rice paddies flooded. I mean, if you know, I'm sure you know what a rice paddy is. I don't think flooding is a problem, is it? Thank you, 42. Very kind. Dawn Browning, she's been a member for 34 months. I know it's been longer than that. You've been a member before the stream, before the channel was even made. Nice one, DB. And she drops an Ayrton Senna to finish things off. It's miraculous. It's been a wonderful stream. I'll tell you what, I really needed it as well. And to cover the subject we covered, we had a few light-hearted bits at the moment to get you into the feel of things. And I've had an absolute ball, and I've really needed it. Things, you know, that ain't nice when your missus has to have emergency surgery. But thankfully, she's strong as an ox. And talking about oxes, if you'd like to contribute, grandmother needs a new one. Hey, boom, 42's joke with different ingredients. I know where we're going. He hasn't been here. I told him late. I even played 42's song. Keep it professional, Dangerfield. This is Bally G, P to the all to the Mumford, who's currently got bronchitis and feels like his employers are slowly trying to edge him out of his job. He's not doing well. So if you talk to him or you see him walking around the street naked at midnight, just give him a little pat on the back and then kick him at the bum. Look out, if you're subscribed to my Substack, look out for I Am Bum. Please leave a comment. It really helps. God, I've asked for a lot. Don't forget to like this stream. What do I do? How do I get this music to play? I will be putting your comments on the screen as we go, and I will get another stream in before I'll get another stream in before the weekend. Probably, I don't know. I don't know actually, because I don't want my missus to be at home on her own where she can't move around and that, because she'll say, no, I'm all right. And then she'll tear her stitches open or something. Oh, gross. Nice ending. Here we go, people. It's Bally G. There will be a short amount of silence because I can never get it quite right. And the tune is Cold Hard Steel. Ta-ta! Nice one, Packer! My pleasure.
Tell your daddy you're fighting good. Feel the glory he said you would. Tell your mama you're coming home. Over all of that death syndrome. But you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Feel the dawn of your final day. Feel the fear and go anyway. Get a ride in that big black plane. Kill your conscience and numb your brain. But you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel.
Cheers, Clark! We need to talk about that investing, love. Hello, Lulu.
Tell yourself it ain't really you. But when the slaughtering has begun, you'll be murdering someone's son. And you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord, yes, you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord, cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord.
before he can play that damn act. Poor lad's all sick at the moment. Someone said, what does OG mean? There's a few different variations, but when I say it, I mean, it means original or originator. I mean, some people say original gangster. Now, although Sheila is relatively new, calling her an OG is a bit weird, but she's here on every stream. She's chatty with everyone. So I bent time. You could call me a bender, to allow her that status, because she does love a shout out. For people I didn't say hello to, I do apologise, but you know, I'm juggling more things than I can handle here. I mean, I've got my balls in my left hand, and they're fucking tiny, knackered. Thank you, Packer, for that. Thank you, Emma, for that. Emma, if you do want some advice on that, if you are going for it, it's crazy times at the moment. I imagine you've been looking into it, but it's kind of a weird time as well, because anyway, I'm not going to. I started the stream talking about investing. I won't end it with it. Florella, you'll get your video reply in about 10-15 minutes. Look after yourselves, people. Bless you. Don't forget to tell the people you love that you love them. We think that they don't need to be told, but it means the world to them when you tell them. Trust me on that. Look after yourselves. Right.